Canada's super competitive.
Lifting keeps getting better and better, I think. Good volunteers and spotters and loaders out there keeping everybody safe.
We're producing some of the best lifters on the planet.
The level of Canadian powerlifting rising so quickly is really cool.
All right.
So to give you a round of applause for the 2026 Canadian National Championship. Bars loaded on 2. Here comes Corinne Donovan. Platform 1. Hold on, Kerry.
All right, we are getting started on platform 1 for our final session. And the bar is loaded for Carrie, starting us off on our first flight of lifters. Our
Very exciting here. Carrie's got 265 loaded up. It's a big opener, but we know he's going to go a whole lot heavier than this as the day progresses. We'll introduce ourselves in just a moment. Carrie walking out that first squat.
Axel? Oh, it's Axel? All right. That's easier, Axel.
That's beautiful.
For sure. Now, Carrie's from Ontario. I've seen him squat before. Very controlled lifter.
And Carrie gets
and the lift is good.
All right, and that is kicking us off our first squat of the last session of Canadian Nationals. My name's Isabel.
My name's Greg.
And we're going to be talking about the big boys today.
We are the very, very big boys. There's going to be a lot of strong lifting here.
All right, up next we got Raphael opening with 282 and a half.
Then Kaishia after her. As Kaishia's page. Bars loaded, Raphael.
Nice and easy.
Very nice. And of course, through the openers, we just want to see everybody come out, make a nice smooth open, get on the board, and then build that total from there.
Absolutely. And with the 120 weight class, you do see a big spread in how they take their squat jumps, right? You see a lot of big jumps today.
Yeah. The percentages just, they play out different. We're looking at big numbers, so a 5% jump is a very formidable jump.
All right, up next we got Jacob taking 285 for his opener. Now our first flight today is our 120 open men. And our second flight will be our 120 plus open men and our 120 plus junior men as well.
Oh, nice squat
Easy
from
peasy
Jacob Atwood.
for Jacob.
He trains here locally in St. John's, so he's lifting to his home crowd here.
Next we got Hyung, 295 for his opener.
160 kilos of page. 3 white lights, 295 kilos. Bars loaded on 1. 295 kilos for Hyung.
Hyung greeting all of the spotters and loaders before he begins.
These spotters and loaders have been working all week. A lot of them doing multiple sessions, so shout out to them. They deserve all their flowers. All right, smooth walk up for Hyung.
Platform 2, we got Brandon shot, bars ready.
Oh, wow.
Nice indeed.
Very fast.
Wow.
That's a good lift for Hyung.
And that's 3 white lights on 1.
All right, William Talbot up next with 300. So we're getting into 300 kilo openers, which is crazy. Some big squatters in this fight.
Bars ready on 1 for William.
Let's go in.
Getting fired up. I love to see that.
Wow. So much control with 300.
Yeah, really.
Nice and easy for William.
Yeah.
And the lift is.
Oh, you got a red on the right side, not deep enough, so I'm sure he'll probably go up, do his normal jump that he would take, and just really try to make that one convincing. Still got the lift, but
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you just, whatever it is, sometimes it's just you're a little bit high, but sometimes you've just got a slight twist in your body, whatever.
yeah,
Some people just have a high side.
yeah.
Go ahead.
That was me yesterday. A couple of reds on each side, but
You only need 2 white
you only need, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If your parents get you a Christmas gift, you're not going to tell them to take it back.
It's true.
You're going to take it. All right, we got
310
Graham
on
with
the bar.
310. Graham LaPrade.
Brooklyn gets the rack. Here goes 3 white lights. Here goes red. We got merchandise. We got merchandise for sale.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Very fast. Easy for Graham.
And Graham gets.
That's what we want to see as well. You know, as formidable as this weight is, we want to see it look easy. You know, lots of control, because we want to grow from here.
Absolutely. Got still 2 more squats, especially when you're squatting this much weight. There's only so many times you can do it, right? So you don't want to completely tank yourself on that second attempt. All right, Philippe's going to do 320, just over 700 pounds for his opener.
All available in the lobby. We're going to the back and see Mofo with Carol. That'll be Joel on Quebec. Here comes Philippe Lair. Right here. Marianne. Marianne gets the rack, and Marianne gets 3 white lights. Here comes Christine on 1. Hoodie sweatshirts, meat. Hoodie sweatshirts, t-shirts. Available in
Nice
the
one.
Gold, nice
They're
and
on
deep.
sale. They're going fast. They're not going to be there much longer.
3 white lights.
Perfect. Perfect opener.
Lift is 3
All
white
right,
lights.
now we are getting into over 700 pound openers, which is crazy to say, but these guys are strong. So Lucas Wiseman is going to take 325 for his opening squat.
And it looks like he is opening with the Newfoundland record.
Amazing.
Bars ready for Lucas on 1.
Let's go, Lucas. Lucas lives here, trains here. The audience is going to love him.
It's always great to lift in front of the hometown.
It is a lot of fun.
And Christine gets 3 white lights. Here comes Lucas. Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Bars ready, says
Wow. He moved that like 2 reds. That's a good lift for Lucas. Wow.
Like a
Really
warm-up.
setting the tone. Really setting the tone on these opening squats.
on the bar for Matthew.
All right, Matthew Genge is opening with 330 kilos.
First we got Matthew George.
I've actually seen Matt training with Lucas many times.
Oh, he's from Newfoundland as well?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Got some 120 superstars on this island here. Right, 330. Let's see how this goes. We got 1 more opening squat after Matthew Genge.
727 pounds. He's squatting a jet airliner. Jessica Bittner.
All right. Nice narrow stance there. Wow.
Yep.
Very confident
Nice.
with 330, 3 white lights, got good depth. All right, our last opening squat, Matthew Vina. Matthew Vina is opening with 360 kilos, which is
793
just a
pounds.
couple kilos below the national record, I believe. So let's see how this moves, and then I think we're gonna have some chips going in a bit.
Platform 1. Give Matthew a round of applause. Almost 800 pounds.
Opening with almost 800 pounds.
Rewind lights are Axel.
Confident.
That's Corinne. Come on, Matthew.
Oh,
Oh, there's a fight there that,
a little sticky.
yeah,
out of
maybe
the
something
hole.
caught him a little off guard there. Hopefully he can
And now we
come
got
back a little smoother, but
2-1. We got a red from the center, which might be because of a little bit of up and down. I'm not too sure. But, you know, I think he probably will load a bit more. And maybe, honestly, it just looked like a bit of a misgroove out of the hole.
yeah, I think it might have even been a double bounce for that one red. I mean,
Yeah.
2 white lights, so it's a good lift. But something just didn't quite move smooth there, so hopefully he can lock that up.
Bars ready. Carry.
I'm expecting Venna and Lucas Blydsman to have a good fight today. And Kerry Dennison, certainly a formidable player, showing up here now with 280.
Very solid 15-kilo jump here, and I think he'll be very confident
Bars
with it.
ready for Isabel on platform 2, 162.5 kilos. Hey, Keisha.
Wow. He is so controlled with his squat form. It's very impressive.
I think that was the same speed on the way down as
Yeah.
it was on the way up.
3 white lights for Kerry. I could definitely see him taking another 10, 15 kilos there easily.
Yeah.
All right, we got Raphael getting into the 300s here for his second attempt. And now this would be matching his best squat on his second attempt. So we're going to see some big squat PRs in this fight, I think, too.
And some of these lifters too, you know, their numbers are so amazing. When they get to the deadlifts, they're really going to start ramping up as well. And if you've got somebody who's a strong bencher as well as strong in the other two, the total is just so impressive.
Guards notification.
Raphael taking his time setting up here.
Page next, then Ramadan.
You never see these guys rush.
No, with squats this heavy, it's really all about balance and control. Because one little misgroove and, oh wow, so easy.
That was beautiful.
So what the refs say, it's a good lift for Raphael. A lot of good momentum going into the squat session here. Jacob's going to take 305 for his second.
Lights on 2.
Now this is just 5 kilos off of his best squat. So again, that third, we're probably going to see some PR attempts.
Bars ready for Page. 170 kilos for Page. Bars ready for Jacob.
Here he comes.
See, I never understand how people can lift in their glasses. I try to do it and they just fall right off my face, but maybe not everyone's work on. Very nice squat there.
That really was
Looked
wonderful.
about the same as his opener, honestly.
Bars ready, Rabbit.
And that is 3 white lights for Jacob. Very nice.
Well, I think we'll see him shoot for a PR on his third.
Absolutely, he's definitely got more in the tank. All right, Hyung coming up with 320, so a pretty chunky 25-kilo jump to his second attempt.
175 on the bar. Then Brooklyn, then Christine. The bar is ready. Vince, thank you. Here comes Vince.
Looks like Hyung's from British Columbia, so flew quite a ways to get here. And he is looking strong.
He is. I know some folks had a few challenges with travel, but he looks well rested and ready here, so I think he probably got through okay.
Very
Bars
comfortable
ready
walkout.
for Brooklyn. Higgs, 195 on the bar.
Wow. Oh, just tipped a little too far forward there.
Good save.
Shout out to our spotters and loaders. That was a very good catch. All right, so I feel like Young will definitely retake that, find his balance.
Here comes.
Because I don't think that was a strength issue at all.
I agree.
All right, William's going to also take 320 for his second attempt. Just shy, just about 7.5 kilos off his best squat. So depending on how this moves, might see some PRs coming.
Bars ready for William. Up next is Jimmy. Oh, Steven Cassiolo's right there. 3 wide legs for Brooklyn.
There we
Pretty
go.
smooth, pretty smooth. Definitely harder than his opener. 20 kilos more, obviously, but he's got room. He's definitely got a lot of room. We got a depth call from the right side, so but that is a good lift. Graham's going to take 330 on his second. Absolutely massive. So also taking a 20-kilo jump here.
Bars ready for Graham. 330 kilos. Up next is Philippe. Then Matthew, then Lucas.
Wow. So much brute strength from this guy.
Bars ready, Jesse.
Very impressive.
It's a great spot.
And it is a good lift for Graham.
Well, you know, a lot of these, the seconds, they're moving really nicely, but we are seeing the work go in now. So they're trying to build, and then they're going to want to add for that third, of course. But I haven't seen anyone really overdo it yet.
No, like the strength is so there for all of these guys. It's just about, finding that balance, choosing the right attempts. And we got Philippe taking 335, so a 15-kilo jump here.
Here comes Philippe. 335 kilos he hails from Quebec. Bars ready for Marianne. 210 kilos.
About the same as his opener, honestly. Moved really smooth. Could definitely see him taking another 10, 15 kilos there.
Here comes Lucas Wiseman.
Already back to Matt Genge.
Yeah, I think next up we got Matthew Genge here. He's going to do 355.
Yep.
Looks like Lucas is also going to take 355, but lot number says that Matthew's going first. 25-kilo jump from his opener. Now this is approaching that national record territory as well, so we might see a couple of record attempts depending on how these seconds
Bars
move.
ready for Axel. 160 kilos, 542.
This is probably not the narrowest squat stance of these guys as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very, very confident with that 355 on his back. And it is a good lift. Yeah, so I can definitely see multiple of these guys taking some chips here, getting that national record.
Yeah, the seconds are exciting, but the thirds are going to be really exciting. Just astronomical.
We're going to see a couple of 800-pound squats here, I think. All right, Lucas Wiseman's also going to take 355 for his second attempt. So, again, 30-kilo jump. Not too far off that national record.
Bars loaded for Corinne.
Lucas walks out, sets up. Come on, buddy.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice. and
He's
easy.
impressed himself. He's like, that was
impressed
easy.
himself. All right.
We're going to
he's
put some
gonna
weight
load
on that
it.
bar.
He's going to load it. All right. Wow. Matt Vina is jumping 21 kilos.
It's got to be a record.
I think this is, yeah, so this would be far and above a Canadian national record, which is currently 368.5. And this is not far off from an unofficial world record, which would be 386 kilos. So if he gets this, he might be trying to go for that unofficial world record. Now he had a bit of a sticking point on the opener, so we're hoping that he's gonna find that balance and make this look smooth and strong. All right, national record attempt on the second attempt. Let's go. Well over 3 times his body weight, which is very impressive for a 120.
Line it up. I think he's going to get it. He's getting it. Yes.
Wow. That was a fight. And he got it. Amazing. Amazing work.
And there's the
Now,
record.
I don't know about you, Greg. I think that was pretty top end.
Yeah. I think I'd save my energy for the other lifts
I
after
would
that one.
absolutely call it there. That was a very impressive squat from Madina. 381, so only 5 kilos off of the world record. So, you know,
Yeah.
that
I mean, he wants his chance to go and actually set that record.
he
down,
definitely
right?
does.
So,
And, you know, best of luck to him on that. But we've got a pretty stacked competition here.
yeah.
So, you know, and with this flight too, we're also seeing who's going to take that world spot, right? We've got incredibly strong 120s and only one spot for one of them to go to Worlds this summer in Lithuania. So
Well,
see
anything
who,
can happen right
anything
now.
could happen. And the race is pretty tight too. Like, it's not like one person's got a huge spread.
Yep.
All right, we got Carey's taking his third squat, 290 now. Carey, super consistent lifter, and I definitely think that 10 kilos is so there. That 280 looks smooth.
He did. Let's see how this goes now. Wow,
Incredible.
that's a great squat.
Slowed down a little bit compared to his second, but no wobbles, consistent and balanced, and that is 3 white lights
Yep.
for Carey.
I mean, it wasn't a grind.
No, not at all. Like, but you know, sometimes you don't want that third squat to be everything you've got. You need to save a little bit. You don't want to cook yourself and then come into deadlifts
Yep.
and feel like you can't push.
I
So-
think he's saving us back for the deadlift.
and he's a huge deadlifter, so
Yeah.
honestly a very, very smart play on the coach's side there. All right, we got Raphael coming up with 315.
Raphael.
All right, now this, wow, 315. So this is a 15 kilo PR for Raphael, which is incredible. So we're gonna watch Raphael. Now I think he's got this. His second looked pretty strong.
Come on, Raymond. Raymond up. Raphael, Raymond up. 1 and 2.
It's a battle,
Oh, a
though.
little too much. A little too much.
Very good effort, though.
Yeah. You know, not worth fighting through that, honestly. Like, if it takes too much out of you, but really, really solid attempt from Raphael. Up next, Jacob's gonna take 320. And so this will be a 10 kilo PR for Jacob.
Bars ready for Brooklyn. Bars ready for Jacob.
I gotta say, I think third squats are my favorite lift to watch.
Mine, too. It's just epic. I love it.
Like, third deadlifts are great and all, but a third squat,
Here comes Brooklyn. Christine.
Oh, yeah. Come
there you
on.
go.
Look at
That
that.
was a very solid third attempt. It was hard, but it wasn't too hard. And he gets 3 white lights. 10 kilo squat PR.
It's a great way
for
to
Jacob.
he's
Great way
actually
to start
trapped there.
Here comes Vince.
His wrist wrap must have been
Oh.
pinned.
That's too funny. All right, so Young has opted to take a 10 kilo jump from his second. Now he lost his second on balance, just kind of halfway up. He tipped forward a little too much. So he's gonna go up, find that balance, and he's gonna smoke this because he definitely had the strength for 320.
Oh, it was all about position. So, and he thinks so as well because he added weight.
And now this is matching his PR, so he knows he can do this. He's done this before. He's just got to find that balance, steady walkout, looks good.
He looks ready. Come up.
Oh, it's a little too heavy.
Well, it's just
All right,
not there today.
just not there today. You know, it's hard making these calls, right? Like when you're in the back room and you don't know, it's like, oh, do we take it? Do we jump? So, but Young had a very solid opener. He's on the board, and we'll see what he can put up for bench and deadlifts later on.
Well, and it needs to be said, you show up hoping to have your best day, but you've traveled, you're sleeping in a strange bed, you've probably got strange food. There's all these different factors, and sometimes it can affect your lifting.
All right, we got Williams taking 330. So this would be a 2.5 kilo PR for William. His 320 looks very clean. He's definitely got his 10 kilos.
Bars ready. How about a round of applause?
Good.
Wow. It was a fight, but I'm pretty sure he got that. Yeah, he got that.
Very nice.
2 whites. Hugging the coach, Ian Adaptive over there. All right, we got Graham, 342.5 per gram, so 12.5 kilo jump for his third. And this will also be a PR for Graham, 2.5 kilo PR.
All right,
Graham, let's go.
Graham, Ontario lifter as well.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
He's so fast into the hole. It's very explosive, very impressive. 2 white lights, 2 to 1. That's good for Graham. I think we got a red for a double bounce at the top, but, you know, 2 whites is all you need. All right, next, Philippe. So Philippe is jumping 10 kilos. 4.5 kilo PR for Philippe, so this will be a nice PR for him. And this will also be a Quebec record as well.
That's very exciting.
Now I'm assuming this is his record. He's
Probably
improving it.
is.
Yeah.
Always nice to grow those.
Yeah, this is his record. So he's going to be taking his own squat record here. Wow. And that honestly looked the same as his other 2. This is a strong and consistent squatter.
That did not look like a maximum effort.
It did not. He can probably take his own record again next time. Keep taking it. All right, I think we're down to our last 2 here. Our last 3 lifters, our last 3 squatters. And then we're gonna go straight into our second flight of squatting. So, you know, and for these guys, like the squat is so pivotal to how the battle's gonna play out later because they are massive squatters. And so these third squat attempts are kind of make or break moments. All right, Matthew Gann's gonna take 365. This is 17.5 kilo PR for him.
It's an incredible amount of weight, and he's capable of doing it.
Newfoundland has some big strengths. He walks it out steady.
Let's go, man.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Very, very solid squat from Matthew Gann.
3 white lights.
And that is 3
Well
white
done, Matt.
lights. He went all white lights on his squats. Very impressive.
He's an incredible squatter.
Yeah. All right, Lucas Wiseman, our second last squatter, taking 375 kilos. So this is a 20 kilo jump, 6.5 kilos above his PR. And this will also be a Canadian national record attempt.
The bar is ready for Lucas. Here comes the Jenny. Here comes Catherine on one.
Oh, no, it won't be a Canadian national record.
And again,
Matthew just got that at 381. It showed me the old record. All right, so Lucas is going to take 375, and I'm pretty confident he has this. His 355 did not look very top end.
Let's go, Lucas. Come on, buddy. Yep, get up, lock it out.
Amazing.
He's so happy. Look at that.
That was the perfect number to load, and he smoked it. We got
Incredible.
one depth call from the side. That seems to be happening here, but you know, you just need to. I don't know if Matt Bean is gonna take 382.5.
It's worth a shot. I mean, Matt set the record at 381. Lucas is just behind him at 375. Records are cool, but both guys know that they're fighting for the top spot in the
Maybe
international
the kilo and a
ticket.
half will make a difference.
It really could.
You
And why
never
not
know.
pick up a couple records on the way? I mean, Matt's got to be saying, I'd like to have more.
382.5 or 843 pounds for this 120 kilo lifter.
843 pounds, wow.
Eyes loaded. Here he comes. He gets to the rack. He gets in the strong walkout.
I don't think he'll come up for this,
Oh, okay.
to be honest. Honestly, and that, like, doing two 800 plus pound squats
It
back
would
to
be
back
very draining.
would be a little much. So probably the smart call there to just leave it be. I think automatically the score table it'll go up
Yeah.
2.5 kilos if there's no attempt put in. So likely there was no attempt put in there.
I feel like if he had come out for the third, it's getting lost on the side quest. The main quest is win the medal,
Yeah,
get to international.
absolutely. All right, so we're giving our spotting and loading team a bit of a break there, which I'm sure they'll definitely need. And then we're going to jump into our second flight. So flight B is our 120 plus opens and our 120 plus juniors. And so they've got some big squats as well. And same thing, we're really going to see who's going to take that spot, who's going to Lithuania. And it's not clear cut.
Well, anything really can happen here. So there's definitely some contenders, but again, travel's a factor.
Absolutely.
Some folks are going to struggle. They're just not going to hit those numbers. And others are going to find surprising strength coming out of their peak. And they're going to hit numbers that are probably more than they even imagined.
Now the thing with the super heavyweights though, they don't have to worry about cutting.
That's true.
So, you know, I mean, maybe if you want a higher GL, you're not trying to be super heavy when you weigh in, but you know, I think that does play a role into performances if you're not too worried about cutting weight. Where I know some of the 120s, that is something that is a factor, right?
Yeah. Now the
All right.
120 plus, they're showing up fed. They're fueled.
they are full and fed. All right, we've got Tolu here. 120 plus junior, so he's in our junior age division, opening with 235. Tolu is from Ontario. Very, very strong junior.
Oh my God.
That was a clean opener. Very
Yeah.
clean. 3 white lights there. Starting us off strong in flight B. Lucas Baldwin, 252.5. Also a junior 120 plus lifter. Now for those who are tuning in, maybe you don't know what junior means. We have some age divisions in powerlifting. So junior is between the ages of 19 and 23. So when you consider that, this weight is even more impressive for what these guys are doing. So Lucas is taking 252. Very tall guy, Lucas. Very clean opener.
What an opener.
Green, white lights are Nicole.
If he came up any faster, he'd have left the floor.
It's a good cue when you're squatting is try to go through the ceiling.
Yeah.
Lane's going to take 282.5. Also, Lane's in the open. So we've got the juniors and the opens are in the same flight, so they may be going back and forth a little bit, but Lane's taking 282.5.
Here comes Lane.
Also a tall lad over here.
282.5 for Lane. Green white lights.
Looks very smooth. A little slow out of the hole, but sometimes people squat like that and they just go up and it looks the same. So we'll see what Lane decides to jump there. We got Zach with 290.
225 kilos for Laney, then Mackenzie, then Brittany.
Zach is a junior 120 plus. Opening with 290, that's a big squat. All right, Zach looks confident. Oh, he needs the racks in though.
Yep.
So sometimes lifters will opt to bring the racks in just so they can get their grip outside the rack. So looks like that's how Zach takes his squat.
All right, ready for Mackenzie.
Nice steady walkout. Looks good.
That worked really easy.
Really easy squat for Zach.
Nice
And
lift.
3 white lights. All right, we got Cam Hughes. So we're back to the 120 plus open. Opening with 292.5. So Cam from Ontario.
Here comes Cam.
There's 2 Cams in this flight, so Cam Hughes, Cam H.
Bars ready on 1, bars ready on 2. Cam on 1. Here on a plus for Barry Slater. 606 pounds. 275 kilos for Brittany Slater.
Nice steady walkout.
That was very smooth for Cam.
Looked really nice to me.
And it is a good lift. These look like we've got some long femurs on him too, so getting to that squat depth must be a challenge, but he did it easily. We got other Cam number 2, Cam Sadiq. He's coming out with 295. Cam, also from Ontario.
Chelsea, 165 kilos.
Now looks like this is his first nationals as a 120 plus. So when he did nationals last year, looks like he's 120. So he's gone up a weight class.
Then Aiden, then John.
Fast. Wow, that was fast.
Sometimes going up a weight class is just what you need, especially for squat. So there is a lot of room there for Cam Sadiq.
Next, we've got Aiden Dubins.
Aiden Dubins, a 120 junior from Ontario.
He's got 305 on the bar. That's
Very-
672 pounds.
Very gifted squatter. Aiden is. I've seen his training recently. His squat is looking good. I actually used to work with his dad at U of T.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I did my first centrals a couple years ago, and I ran into my coworker and I was like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, my son's lifting. Wow.
And he lifts real well.
And he breezed through that 305. So a lot of room. Got a depth call from the right, but definitely not going to be an issue.
Yeah, but he's got the 2 white lights. So far, everybody is on the board. Moving through our openers now. We've got John Carden. He's got 305 as well.
All right, so John, also from Ontario. We're back in the open category now. Also taking that rack in so he can get his grip nice and wide.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Very smooth.
Oh, no lift.
Unfortunately, no lift. I think it just was not deep enough.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. It was
So
all
we
on
got
depth.
depth calls from all 3 refs, so no chance of going to the jury there. So I think the best thing, and probably what we'll do, is retake it and just really sink it, make it convincing, because it did not look hard at all. All right, we got Christopher Hannaran, also known as Hannaran the Deadlift Man. He's squatting 305 for his opener. Should be easy breezy for Chris.
Let's go, Chris. Come on now. 305.
All right, let's go, Chris.
He tends to move real fast.
He's a very fast squatter. Wow.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. He's got tons of room there. Looked pretty deep to me. Let's see what the refs say. Yep, 3 white lights. A good lift.
Platform 1. 312.5 kilos for Jacob.
All right, back to junior. Jacob Bish, opening with 312.5. Opening with 312.5.
It's all incredible.
As a junior. Insane stuff. I didn't even know what a barbell was when I was 20 years old. And these guys just squatting 312.5. All right.
Bars ready for Gabrielle Locke, 180 kilos.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Easy peasy for Jacob. Not too far off his best squat either, so definitely going to be some PRs coming maybe on the seconds.
For Jacob, here comes Oliver on 1. 350
Oliver, so we're back to the open for our 120 plus guys here. He's opening 315. 315 for Oliver.
No lift. She did not
Just a little more adjustment there with the weights.
from the center. Bars ready, Jessica. 200 kilos. Bars
All right, here comes Oliver for his opener, or Olivier
315 kilos.
from Quebec. Wow, fast out of that rack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like a
pretty
good squat for
standard
him.
stuff. Yeah, pretty standard stuff.
3 white
3
lights
white
for
lights.
Olivia.
3 white lights.
All right, we got Trevor Greenwood from Ontario, opening with 320.
Bars ready for Nicole.
So opening just over 700 pounds on squat.
Bar is loaded.
Come on! Let's go, Trev!
Nice and confident walk out there. Wow.
Wow.
Very powerful.
Green white lights, Trevor.
Let's see what the refs say there. It is a good lift.
Sometimes
Left,
you see
no
the
doubt.
bigger lifters, you know, they sort of get caught up, their legs catch together. You know, the quad hits the hamstrings, and sorry, not the quad, the calf hits the hamstring, and they walk up. That guy had depth.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Yeah,
wonderful,
and,
beautiful
he's
squat.
been powerlifting for a while. Like, he's a vet. He knows what he needs to do to hit that squat depth. In the nationals, he knows what the standard is, and he gets it done. All right, I'm going to make the joke. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Byrne. I'm sorry. Okay, I promise. I'll promise I'll say it once, and then I'm never going to say it again.
It's all good.
340 for Jason Byrne, also from Ontario. I remember seeing Jason at our provincials last year. Very, very strong guy.
Opening at 340.
340
He sure
opener is 750-pound opener is really something, and I think we're gonna see some confidence with it too. Wow.
Oh, that was so easy.
Just not a problem. Just not a problem. Definitely so much room. So much room to go up there, so we'll see what Jason ends up squatting. All right, we're back to the top of the order for our second attempts for our second flight here. So we got Tolu. Tolu is taking 255, so 20 kilo jump, which definitely warranted. That opener looked so breezy. And this is just below his all-time best squat. So again, depending on how this moves, we'll really see a big squat PR today from Tolu.
Bars ready on 2 for McKenzie.
Only been powerlifting for just over a year, so really new to the sport and really showing so much promise.
Nice.
I mean, it was work, but it was smooth. There's definitely room for a pretty solid squat PR there.
I think there's a lot more there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Load the bar for Lucas Baldwin on
All right, Lucas Baldwin, so another 120 plus junior. 267 and a half for his second, so he's doing a 15 kilo jump.
Bars ready for Brittany Slater, 285 kilos, 628 pounds.
Now this will be a bit of a PR for Lucas, 2.5 kilo PR for him. On his second attempt, so these guys are growing. They are growing. Nice.
Very nice squat.
Very nice. Definitely some room there. And go another 5, 7.5 kilos.
3 white
Easy
lights,
lift.
good lift.
Easy lift. Yeah, so Lucas is going to have pretty solid squat PR today, I think. Lane's going to take 292 and a half, so a 10 kilo jump from his opener.
Chelsea Lewis. Here comes Chelsea Lewis. No relation to Wanda Lewis. Platform 2.
So we're back to the open. Nice.
Some work there, but he's got it.
Yeah. I think 10 kilos is definitely the right call there. So we'll see what they put in for a third. I don't know if he has much more than 7.5, but we'll see. He looks a bit tired there.
Yeah.
I
John
think
Carden.
he'll take what's there.
Yeah.
All right, so John Carden is going to retake 305, which I think is a great call. You can just really confidently sink it, get a squat on the board, and go up from there. All right, John's going to sink this one.
Come on, John, let's get.
He's confident with it.
Control. No lift.
That looks better to me. Let's see what the refs say. Not a strength problem whatsoever. Oh, unfortunately, no lift. All right, so he's got one more chance. He's got one more chance to get that squat on the board.
Now, I still think the strength is there. It's not like
Yeah.
he's burning out doing this lift. He's got it in him to do another.
Yeah,
But
and,
he's got to get that extra inch down.
and it's so tricky because when you train your squat, you train it in a certain way, and then you just need to sink it. It does change. It does change things. But he's got one more shot. He's gonna take it, and he's gonna sink it, get that squat on the board. All right, Zach's gonna take 310, so 20-kilo jump from his opener. Opener looked really smooth, so I don't think this will be a problem.
And would this be a provincial record for him? I think it might be.
And this is a Saskatchewan provincial record, absolutely, by 7.5 kilos. So that's
Good for
amazing.
him, yeah.
And I think he's got this in the bag, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty easy provincial record right there.
Way to
3
go.
white lights from the refs, and he's got it. Yeah. Not a problem. All right, so Cam's gonna take 310, Cam Hughes. 310, so 17.5 kilos from his opener, just 5 kilos below his all-time best squat.
And again, we're seeing this in a few lifters now. They're coming close to their old PR and then trying to shoot up above it. You know,
Yeah.
they want to go home with the new PR.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because, you know, it's obviously a big part of this is, you know, podium and winning and wanting to, you know, get those national, international team spots. But to leave with a PR is a win in and of itself.
When I do believe having a crowd like this behind you and supporting you when you're lifting and grinding, you get an extra few kilos that way.
And like the viewers can't see this, but the crowd is full.
Yes.
This is a full crowd watching these guys.
All the seats are filled, and we have people standing along the back.
Oh, yeah. All right. Cam Hughes, 310 for his second. 17.5 kilo jump.
Cam Hughes, 310 kilos, platform 1. Then Cam Sadi. Catherine coming up on 2. Let's go, Cam. Let's go, buddy. Come on, Cam.
You know, that didn't look a lot harder than his opener, to be honest. He's definitely got room. He gets a good lift. He got a depth call from the left.
2 white lights is all you need.
2 white lights.
Good lift.
And, you know, I do think, especially with these bigger guys, like, it is trickier to see that hip crease, to see how it aligns with the knee. And so a lot of it does come down to optics, and sometimes depending on where the ref's sitting, you know, it's going to look a bit different.
Yep.
But he got that, definitely has some room in the tank for a really solid third.
And our angle is a little bit different too, so sometimes what
Absolutely,
looks
yeah.
like depth to us might not be lift.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and of course, if there's any question beyond that, they can always go to the jury. You know,
All right, Cam Sadiq, our second cam of the flight. 317.5, so a 22.5 kilo jump, but his opener looked like
Yeah.
a pretty easy warm-up, so let's see what he's got here. Oh,
there's still a ton
wow.
there. My goodness. Wow.
undeniable. Oh, well, I say that. He got a depth call, but you just need two. You just need two.
If he just keeps getting two, he's good.
He's good. He's good. And so much room there. So much room there for Cam Sadiq.
I mean, that didn't even look like a opener. That looked like a last warm-up.
Yeah. You know, some guys just squat like that, though. It's so explosive. Speaking of explosive, you got Christopher Hanneran, 322.5, so 17.5 kilo jump, 711 pounds. Oh, yeah. He's focused. He's dialed in. So this would match Chris's best squat.
322.5. That's 711 pounds.
Perfect. Take your time.
Walks out confidently.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Put some weight on the bar.
About the same as the opener in terms of difficulty. Let's see what our refs say, and it is a good lift for Chris. Definitely going to go for some chunky squat PR today, because that looks pretty easy. But you know, like I said, a lot of these guys, they're so explosive with the squat, but then you add a bit more and it doesn't move. So there's really kind of that more delicate balance of choosing the attempts there. All right, Aiden's going to take 325, 20 kilo jumper. Back to the juniors now. So these guys are 19 to 23.
I think he'll be fine with this, though. He moved so well on that opener.
Absolutely. Oh, we got a bit of a rack height change. That's okay. It happens. All right, Aiden's coming out for his second attempt.
Come on, Aiden. I was ready for Lady Bishop.
Walks it out confidently.
Oh, wow.
That looked like an opener, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Let's see what our referees say on that one. It is a good lift for Aiden. Definitely got quite a few more kilos in the tank for his third.
335. Then Oliver, then Trevor.
All right, we got Jacob, 335 for his second. So again, Jacob is a junior.
Bars ready, Jacob. Come on, Jake.
Very upright
Not a
squatting.
problem for Jacob. Not a problem strength-wise. Let's see what our refs say. It is a good lift. So no problem hitting that depth there. Looking strong. Definitely some kilos in the tank.
I gotta say, these guys have been a real pleasure to watch. These squats are excellent.
Yeah, the 120s, the 120 pluses, those are the squats you want to tune in for if you're going to tune in for any. That and obviously the 84 plus women, they've got some chunky squats on them. All right, we got Olivier taking 335 for his second. So we're back to the open category now.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty smooth, and that is just 5 kilos below his all-time best squat.
A lot of these guys
Definitely.
are setting up for their big move to be on that third, which of course makes good sense.
Yeah, and especially with such a tight battle we're going to have near the end there, you really need all the kilos you can get on the squat. It's pretty pivotal. All right, so next we got Trevor. Trevor jumping 27.5 kilos, 347.5 for his second attempt squat. And, you know, his opener didn't really look that serious to him, so I think this is a good call.
I was ready for Trevor. 347.5 kilos.
Trevor with a big squat now.
Huge.
347.5. I think he can do it. Just dial in, bring it home.
The shaved head also, I think, definitely is going to add kilos to your squat. You got a nice bald dome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very smooth for Trevor. 3 white lights. It's a good
Great
lift.
Yep.
Definitely got another solid jump in him there. All right, it's Jason Byrne, guys. It is Jason Byrne with 370 kilos, jumping 30 kilos from his opener. 815 pounds. Now, 815 pounds, but this is 10.5 kilos below his all-time best squat. So we'll see how this moves, and we'll see if he'll push for a squat PR there.
816 pounds.
So much weight that they're having difficulty centering the bar.
It's a lot of reds on the bar.
Give me a round of applause to Jason.
Wow.
Good on rack. Just getting his brace together here. Oh, wow.
It's really something. And that is a good lift for Jason. Has more in the tank. Looks pretty non-phased. So we'll see what they put in for his third, but I'm pretty confident it'll definitely be a squat PR for Jason today. All right, we're going into our third attempt squats for our second flight, our 120 plus juniors and our 120 plus opens. Tolu's going to take 272.5. Second looks smooth, so I'm thinking this will definitely be there for him. And this is a 15 kilo PR. 600 pounds. Oh, he's loading the 600. So that'll be a pretty big milestone for him.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
The 799.9 is nowhere near as much fun as 600.
Exactly. Like, you gotta just do it, you know? Friends don't let friends load 270. You can't do it. All right, he's looking confident. Oh,
Fantastic.
that was wonderful. Perfect attempt selection there.
Yeah.
And it is a good lift. He gets the 600 pounds. Let's
Good
go.
for him. What a
Good
great
for
lift.
him. So this is our last flight of squats of the whole week. So let's really soak them in, enjoy them.
Well, we're getting some really good ones here to enjoy.
It's been such a pleasure to watch these guys squat. I'm fired up. Lucas Baldwin, 275 for his third attempt, just over 600 pounds, and this will be a 10 kilo PR for him. So he hit a bit of a PR on his second, and he's really just trying to push it, squeeze out all the kilos he can.
He's another local lifter. Love to see him doing so well.
Black iPhone, please bring it to the table. What? Black Android. Black Android phone.
Oh, yeah.
Super strong third squat. Definitely a great choice. And that's a good lift. Amazing. All right, Lane's going to take 297.5. So we're just going up 5 kilos there, which I think is a pretty good call. His second looked pretty hard, but I think he can really dial in, get this done.
I think he's on his way.
All right, let's go, Lane. the way from BC.
297.5 kilos in lane.
So
Good effort.
so close, just a little too much. I think that 292 really took it out of him. It was a good spot, but it was hard. All right, John is going to take 310, and he needs this. He needs this to get a squat on the board. So we've got a pretty all or nothing moment here.
Well, he's added a little bit of weight this time, Hayes. It was 305
Sometimes
before.
you just need a little more just to push it down
I
further.
think that's the
you know?
theory here. Is, it'll help him get
Put
down
some
there.
stakes, add some more stakes to it.
Strength really hasn't been the question.
No, not
it's
at all.
just getting down. So
Yeah.
let's hope this does the trick.
Yeah.
He does need this to stay in the game.
Let's go, John. He's going to absolutely dunk this 310 kilos. Absolutely dunk it.
3 minutes to change over.
Come on, John, you've got this. Sink it, sink it. I don't know, it's so hard to tell from this angle. Let's see what our referees say. Oh, unfortunately no lift, but we got a white light. So
That's
I think
enough
the
that
coach,
he can go to the jury.
the coach is going to go to the jury, and we're going to see what the jury says about that. Hopefully.
They're going to try. They're reviewing. They're giving it fair analysis. So we'll see what happens here.
And that's why we have a jury, right? Because you do need those people with that view to gauge if that's going to pass. So we're waiting to see. Up next, we got Zach, 322.5 for his third attempt, back to the junior 120s. Giving the spotters and loaders some love. Oh yeah, let's go. I think we might be overturning John Carden's third squat as well.
Yep, it's been overturned. It's a good squat. He is still in the game.
And that's a good squat for Zach. Let's
Yeah.
see what our referees say. And it's a good lift. All right, now John Carden's third squat just got overturned to a good lift. So he is in the game, which is awesome. Good for John. He's in the game. So he can continue forward, get a really good bench, really good deadlift on the board, and have himself a solid day.
Such a tough thing when you're behind 2 missed squats and you're just trying to get there.
Yeah.
There's so much at stake, especially, you've traveled, you've done all this prep, you've done so much. And unfortunately, people do on occasion bomb out. And, we hate to see it. The lifter hates it, and the audience, everybody, nobody wants to see that.
No, it's just not, it's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not fun to experience, All right, so Cam Hughes. Cam Hughes is going to take 325, so he's jumping 15 kilos. This will be a 10 kilo PR for him.
Awesome.
Come on, Cam.
Good fight.
And that was a fight. Let's see what our referees say. Oh, unfortunately, not deep enough. Not deep enough. That's too bad. It was a really, really, really strong squat. Just needed to sink it a little bit deeper. But, Cam got a second in. Now Cam Sadiq, so our second Cam from Ontario, is going to take 335 for his third. So going up 17.5 kilos. And this is a 15 kilo PR for Cam. And his first 2 flew. So I'm pretty confident this is also going to be pretty easy. Let's see how he does.
He's got it.
Oh, wow. He sunk that. He was confident. It was a little fight, but nothing crazy, and it's a good lift. Cam Sadiq, folks, 335, 15 kilos on his all-time best squat. Sometimes you just got to go up a weight class. And it's clearly working out for Cam, so we're happy for him. All right. Christopher Hanneran, also taking 335 for his third attempt, and, 322 and a half. Smooth as butter. Such a confident squatter. He's definitely...
This because he's moving so well. He's looking for a PR here, I believe.
Let's go, Aiden.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice. Oh, he looks so happy.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty happy.
He seems excited. That was a really good third squat. Awesome. All right, Olivier is going to take 350.
I've called him Oliver a few times by mistake. I apologize. 350 here. He had 335 earlier. So it's a nice jump.
72 and a half kilos on 2. Axel gets the rack, and Axel gets 3.
This would be a 10 kilo PR for him, I believe. Our data comes and goes here.
Oliver, 350 kilos, 772 pounds. Bars ready for Corinne.
Wow. Oh, finding his footing there.
Get that stable. That's a lot of weight. Oh, good man. Yeah.
Incredible sink. An incredibly powerful squat for Olivier, 350. It's a good lift.
Fantastic work.
All right. We're down to the last couple of squats of the session of the week. Some of the biggest squats we're seeing this week. Jacob's gonna take 350.5. So Jacob is a junior. Adding the chip here. So this is a national record for Jacob's third attempt.
Jacob coming out of Ontario, I believe.
Yeah, Ontario. Let's go, Jacob.
All fired up, as he should be.
350.5 kilos, 772.7 pounds, Canadian national record attempt.
Nice and steady with it. Gets the command.
Yeah, he started.
Wow, that was...
See what the ref's saying?
It's a new national record. Won the 120 plus juniors for Jacob, 350.5 kilos. Very, very impressive. And now that third squat and that chip is going to be so important when it comes down to seeing who places and who podiums in the 120 plus juniors. So really, really good third squat.
Well, and so often we see it come down to really, sometimes it's even a tie and somebody tries to win on weight. So every little bit counts, every kilo, or in this case, 0.5.
Yeah. Right, Trevor is going to do 367.5 kilos. So he's taking a 20 kilo jump here. 810 pounds, and this will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Trevor.
Give Trevor a big round of applause as he approaches the platform.
He looks focused.
Go, Greedy.
Let's go!
Come on, Greedy.
Let's go, Trev!
A lot of support for these lifters come from the audience and the warm-up room.
Oh yeah, Trevor is well beloved.
Bars ready, Isabel.
Oh wow, incredible. Let's see what our referees say. It's a good lift for Trevor. All right, so Trevor's got 367.5 on the board. All right, guys, our last squat of the day, of the week, is Jason Byrne. And Jason Byrne is going to take 390. You heard that right, 390, 859 pounds. And I believe he's a masters lifter as well, competing in the open.
That's a bold move. Good for him. And I can't blame him with this kind of weight. You know, why not?
Why not? Go for it. This would be a PR for him, I believe. And he's coming out for it. He looks focused. Yeah, this is a 9.5 kilo PR. It is a Canadian, so he's chipping his own record. All right, let's go, Jason. Wow.
That is so much weight.
Oh my God, Jason Byrne with the 390, and it is
The
a
lift is good. That is it.
lift. That is a strong, strong man right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a master lifter.
Yeah.
So competing in the open because he's a better
Because he
squatter than
can.
these guys. Wow, that was such a good session of squats. We're gonna take a quick break and then jump into bench for our 120s for the first flight, and then our 120 pluses for the second flight. So yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes.
Sounds great. Thank
Great
you.
squat session. right. Now on the screen, we've got the current national team. These are all our winners of the female open categories. Amelie in the 47s. And this is the open men's national team so far. So today we're going to find out who's getting the 84 plus for the women, and then the 120 plus for the men. So we're finalizing that national team selection here at Canadian Nationals 2026.
I don't know about that forecast there with Wiseman and Vienna. That's awfully tight. I'm just saying.
It's definitely going to come down to the last pull, I can tell you that. We've got some big lifters in the 120s.
There we've got Byrne and Greenwood. Forecasts are going to be very interesting. And we'll see how it actually plays out, of course. Anything can happen through the run of the day.
William's going to take 162.5 for his opener. Pretty smooth and easy.
Yeah.
And that is a good lift.
Jacob Atwood now with 170.
Now, I'm not sure how the new bench rule has been going for some of the other lifters, but I know that it's definitely probably going to affect some of the bigger benchers because some of them tend to sink that bar a bit into their chest to hit that elbow depth. So we'll see how this new rule affects these benches here. But you know, they haven't had much time to adapt, but we're gonna see what happens. $170 kilos for Jacob. This is just 5 kilos below his best bench. And very, very smooth.
Very nice.
So
and
looks
no chest movement whatsoever there.
No,
like,
no,
there's no
he is
way this
good
is going
to go. He is good to go. Definitely going to see some big benching from Jacob there. 172.5 for Hyung. Doesn't need a handoff. I do have to say I was a big fan of this this bench pad here. So this Alico bench is very comfortable. Pretty smooth.
3 by lights, good lift.
Right.
Yeah, the Alico equipment is really nice.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I like wanted to like take a nap on it. I was like, oh, this is so comfortable. I don't want to bench. I just want to lay here.
Sometimes after squats, that's exactly how it feels too. You lie down, you're like, I'm just going to stay here.
So that's why it's great that bench is second. So you can have like a little break, you know, between your squat and your deadlift. You can chill out for a bit. All right, Matt Vina's going to take 180 for his opener. 180. So Matt Vina has quite the spread with that 381 squat that he got on the second attempt. So we'll see how things play out with the bench and the deadlift. But when you have that big of a gap on the squat, it might be hard for some people to catch up, so we'll see. All right, 180 for Matt Vina. Smooth and fast. That's
Good
a good lift.
Well done.
All right, Raphael also taking 180 for his opener. Love to see these guys benching my squat for their openers.
Isabel on 2, 180 kilos on 1, 105 kilos on 2. Up next is
I've just gotten used to seeing people who are so much stronger than me.
It is. When you watch enough powerlifting, you kind of get desensitized to it, but you got to take a step back sometimes and remember that that's a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah.
Easy peasy. These guys are starting off strong on the bench. We got a red from the middle. So either for commands or for heaving. I didn't
Maybe a
notice.
bit of that chest movement. I didn't notice it either.
I didn't notice any heaving, so there might have been a command issue, but he got 2 whites, so I think the jury might be looking it over. I don't see anything happening at the jury table, so we're good. Lucas Wiseman also taking 180 for his opener. easy. All these guys just crushing their openers so far.
Matt Genge coming with 187.5.
Bars ready for Christine on 2. Bars ready on 1.
Matt's telling the spotters how he wants a handoff.
Or not at all.
Not at all.
Here we go, man. Set up nice now. Let's go. Take this move.
Very nice.
Easy peasy. That's a
And
good
the
lift
lift is
from Matt.
Three white lights
All
on.
right, we got 195 for Graham LaPron's opener. 195, so we're getting close to that 200 mark for bench, which is kind of crazy. 195 for Graham.
And again, opting for no handoff.
So I'm noticing a lot of these guys benching in their belts. Which, I mean, when you're dealing with this amount of weight, I feel like that maybe that intra-abdominal pressure really will help out. Pretty smooth 195 for Graham there.
Yeah.
All right, and now we've got Carey also taking 195.
Let's go, Ranu. Ranu.
Carey's got a massive bench on him. 195. Very, very large bench. 20 kilos off his all-time best.
Ranu. Let's go, Ranu.
He is looking for a handoff this time. Well, you know.
Another lift for Ranu.
Wow, such long arms and
Yeah.
not the widest grip either. Really solid range of motion, and that's a good lift. Very, very good bench opener for Carey. All right, Philippe taking 220 kilos for his opener.
As an opener, that's
Wow.
485 pounds.
Only 10 kilos off his all-time best bench, so clearly bench has been moving for him. No belt for Philippe. No handoff either, just gonna go for 220. Looks very smooth. Easy opener for Philippe. It's a good lift.
Do you use a belt when you bench?
Pardon?
Do you use a belt when you bench?
I do not. I don't use anything. No wrist wraps, no belts. Just kind of go for it. I might try it though. Why not? See what happens. Do you use a belt when you bench?
I do not, and I'm gonna start. I think.
Yeah.
I'm at least gonna try it out.
Why not? It can't hurt, right? Like it can't.
Equipped, of course, is
Oh,
different,
yeah.
but for classic, no. And like you, I don't even use the wrist wraps.
Yeah. I don't. I find them a bit distracting, but also I don't bench close to 200 kilos. So. All right, we got
Me neither.
William taking 170 for a second. So 7.5 kilo jump here.
Boys ready for William. 170 kilos.
Nice and easy for William. And it's a good lift. Definitely got another 5, 7.5 in there. All right, Young is going to take 177.5, so doing a 5 kilo jump, but this is a 7.5 kilo PR, so Young has made some crazy progress on his bench.
is ready for Vince.
Oh, oh.
Bit of a fight there.
No, just a little too much. Unfortunately, a little too much for Hyung there, so we'll see if he comes out to retake that 177.5. He does have one more chance at it. All right, we got Jacob coming up with 180. 10-kilo jump, and this will be a 5-kilo PR for Jacob on the second attempt.
Load it on one, load it on two. Jacob, 180, Catherine, 95. Then Jessica, then
Let's go,
Matthew
Jacob. Come on now.
Lewis.
There we go. All right. Setting up nice and sturdy in the rack there. And racking it.
Very nice.
Pretty smooth. Definitely so much room for a good third there. 3 white lights. Nina's going to take 190 for his second attempt, jumping 10 kilos.
Bar is ready for Matthew, 190 kilos.
Easy peasy.
Very much so. Wow.
Easy 190. I'm
Very
assuming
smooth.
they'll take a 7.5, maybe 10-kilo jump there.
I mean, there's a lot to go there.
Get that 200.
Yeah, he can build on that for sure.
And, you know, with this kind of tight race for the podium here and for the win, I think if you feel like you got 10 kilos, go for it, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Lucas is also going to take 190. Because I think Matt Vina knows that Lucas has that, he's got that deadlift, that crazy deadlift, so any kilos he can get in the bench. Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Really smooth. Slow down a bit at the lockout. Nothing crazy. Definitely room.
If they're relatively even when they start pulls, I think it's really going to work in Lucas's favor. But time will tell. You really don't know.
Time will tell.
102.5 for Sylvie.
Sorry, Raphael. 192.5.
192.5 for Raphael.
Wow. Super fast. Just 2.5 kilos below his all-time best bench. So definitely we're going to go for a big PR on that third. All right, Matthew Genge coming out with 197.5. So opting for a 10-kilo jump. And this is a PR for Matt Genge as well. On the second attempt. A lot of these guys are PRing on their second attempt.
Yeah. And this looks to be a record for a provincial record for.
And we've got a Newfoundland provincial record as well.
Gabrielle, 107.5.
That's right, man. Take your time. Set up like you know. Let's go here.
3 whites to Gabriella. Here comes Aileen. 110 kilos.
Yeah.
Looks
There
good.
we go, yeah.
Looks, I mean, it was work, but it was good.
Roulette
Awesome.
lights?
Yeah, I could definitely see them going up another 5, 7.5 there.
Just got to be happy with that.
All right, up next we got Graham. Graham's taking 205, 10-kilo jump.
3 white lights. Bars ready for Graham.
So Graham is Really going to pick up some kilos in the bench here. 205 for his second attempt. Depending on how our top guys do on their third attempts, this will bring him a bit closer. Super fast on the descent. And it is a good lift. He got a center call for heaving or cans. Not too sure, but 2 white lights, and I don't see any movement from the jury table, so that was a good lift. Carey's taking 207 and a half, 12 and a half kilo jump on bench. Very big jump for bench, but you know, his opener looks smooth. Wow. It just seems like it was going down forever. And it's a good lift. Really smooth, very consistent.
He's got long arms. That's
He really does. You know his deadlift's going to be fun to watch.
His bench has a lot of ground to cover, like just in terms of territory down and back up.
Yeah.
It's quite a distance.
All right, we got Philippe coming out with 230 for his second attempt. So really picking up kilos in the bench event here.
Well,
10
and this
kilos.
would bump him up into first, I believe. So
Oh,
it's,
wow.
you know, yeah, they're...
Now this was matching Philippe's best bench, 230 kilos. And looks like the Canadian record is 240. So we'll see how this goes, and maybe he'll try to chip that. Pretty good.
I
We'll see what
imagine he
they-
will try to chip
Yeah.
that. That's,
And you know, getting that chip could really make the difference. So we'll see if they put it in. All right, we got William Talbot, 175. So we're on to our third benches here for our first flight, our 120 opens.
and right now, the rankings, we've got Genjin fourth, Wiseman in third, Fenna in second, and Lear in first.
And it's tight. It's only like a 12 and a half kilo gap, which, like, you know, for this amount of weight is really not that much. Twelve and a half kilos is not a lot of kilos for these guys.
That's, William here with 175. He's fighting for it.
Oh,
but
my
there's been
goodness.
some movement, I think. We'll see what the refs say.
I don't know about that, but what a grind.
Yeah, no lift, but I mean, you got to be happy about completing the lift sometimes. He got it.
Yeah.
His expression was pretty awesome. I think he understood everything there. He's
Yeah,
like,
I think-
But I got it up.
Yeah. Sometimes the soul needs the win.
Yeah.
You know, even if you know logically it's not gonna get on the board, but that was a fight. That was a good fight. All right, so Hyung is coming out to retake 177 and a half. Let's see how he does. Sometimes you just need to get that position, and it makes a difference. Oh, and he
got
gets
it.
it. There
Yep,
you go.
good.
See? Yeah, and it didn't look that hard either. So, you know, he made the adjustment, and he got it on that third attempt. Good for him.
What I wonder if it's not one of those cases where, you know, somebody slept poorly or whatever. Something's got him a little thrown off his game.
Yeah.
And maybe now he's getting a little bit mad about it or something, and he's sort of dialing in. He's
That's the thing. You
getting
need
that
sometimes you
ground
need that focus, that extra focus just to get you there.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jacob coming out for 190 for his third attempt. This is a 15 kilo PR for Jacob. Massive PR for Jacob.
That is epic. And he's going to get it.
And he got it.
What did the refs say?
Incredible.
3
That's a
white
good
lights.
lift.
Well done, Jacob. Congratulations.
All right, so now Lucas is going to take 195 for his third attempt. So this will be just going over that new provincial record in the bench press. And now Lucas really needs this because that fight for podium is going to be tight. And if he can get the extra 5 kilos, and I think he has it. The 190 looked solid.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah. Oh, fight for it, get it.
Oh, just a little too much at lockout. Just a little too much.
Close.
And you know, that 5 kilos, it might make the difference. So we'll see how our last 2 benches go here. Our last 3 or 4. All right, so Matt Vina's coming out. He loaded the 200. Another 10 kilo jump here. This is matching his best bench.
Yeah. Well, this is Matt's opportunity now to make up some more ground.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, it really will come down to quite a close battle. I think.
Absolutely. You know, he knows Lucas has that pole. He knows he needs to create as much of a gap as possible before then. Let's see how he does.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He did it with room, too. That wouldn't look that hard. 200 for Matt Vina.
And that means Vina's coming into his poles with a nice, fresh back, too. Like, he's not looking tired. He hasn't lost anything there.
I mean, we'll see how the squat affects him. The 381 was something, but, you know, he's got time to refuel, and we'll see what happens. All right, another 200 from Raphael. 5 kilo PR for Raphael.
Bars ready, Sylvie. 107.5. Here goes Raphael, 200.
Wow. very smooth. Very smooth third lift for Raphael. Nice and easy PR. All right, so Matthew Genge also going to take 200. This is a 3.5 kilo PR, and this will be, again, going over that provincial record. So that provincial record has gone up quite a bit during during this bench session.
This would also put Genge up in third place.
It would, yeah. So I think with Lucas missing that third bench and with Matt getting that 200, we're really seeing the tightening here of the top 3.
Yeah.
He just went up 2.5 kilos. And he gets it. Squeezing out every kilo they can there. Amazing.
Genge actually handled me a couple of years ago when I did a meet.
Oh, yeah?
He was fantastic.
Awesome.
Nice to see him doing so well.
What meet was that?
Easterns, a couple of years ago.
Nice. All right, we got Graham coming out with 210, 5 kilo jump here, and this will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So 5 kilo jump, but he's really putting himself in a good position to kind of fight for that podium in the deadlift event. So Graham's doing great. We got Carey coming out with 212.5, 5 kilo jump.
think he's got that.
Incredible. If there was an award for range of motion in the bench press, I would give it to Carrie Dennison. Super consistent lifter. 6 for 6 so far. All right, we got Philippe, 240.5. So this is a Canadian national record attempt, taking a 10.5 kilo jump. So as we kind of thought with his second, you know, he's super close to that record, and he's going to go for it.
This is 2 times his body weight. 2 times his body
Now,
weight at the 120
Philippe kind of, you know,
Wow.
great performance in the squat event. Clearly has a massive bench, so getting this will really solidify his place on the podium. Let's go, Philippe.
National record attempt for Philippe. Come on, Philippe. 2 times body weight.
Incredible.
Incredible. A little bit of room in the tank, and it's a good lift and a new Canadian national record
Well
in the
done.
120s, 240.5 kilos. Amazing. All right, so that finishes off our benches for the 120 opens, and now we're going to go to the 120 plus juniors and opens for the bench event. Our first bench will be Aiden Dubins with 147.5.
Here goes Chelsea, 87.5 kilos. Aiden. Bars ready, 147.5.
Aiden choosing not to have a handoff. His self-unrack with authority.
Points on platform 2.
Wow.
Great open.
Easy peasy. Now, Aiden is such an explosive lifter. Like, everything he does so powerful. Definitely lots of room to go up there with the bench. 155 for Lucas Baldwin. Also a junior in the 120 plus.
Bars ready for Lucas. Three wide lights on 2. Here comes Jenny, 95 kilos. Bars ready. Then Gabrielle, then Nicole.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Lucas also got those long arms. Solid range of motion on the bench. No elbow depth concerns there. Zach's coming out with 165.
No lift on 2. Bars ready on 1 for Zach Barrows. Bars ready. Gabrielle, 220 pounds. Then Nicole and Catherine.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And that is a good lift. And now he's just below that provincial record for the bench as well,
3 wide
from
lights on 1.
Saskatchewan.
I'm sure he'll take that.
Sure he will. All right, Tolu's coming out with 400 pounds, 182.5.
Bars ready on 1, bars ready on 2. Here comes Nicole, 237 pounds. Here comes
No belt,
Cole,
no wraps for Tolu.
182.5 pounds. Kilos.
Nice and
Very
smooth.
nice. Yeah.
It's a good lift.
Green white lights on one.
Okay, we got 185 for Cam Sadiq.
Catherine on two.
So now we're into our opens, our 120 plus opens.
Bars ready for Cam.
All the juniors got their openers in, no problem at all.
And Cam had an absolutely explosive squat event, so he's going to carry that same energy to bench, it looks like.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. 185 just kind of flew off his chest there. No issues. So I think we're going to make some pretty sturdy jumps from that 185. All right, 190 for Lane.
Bars ready for Lane.
Telling the spotter how he wants his handoff here.
If you opt for a handoff, the details are important.
For sure.
A good handoff is
Yeah.
great, and a bad one can be absolutely devastating.
It really can, you know, and especially when you're used to, you know, a training partner, someone you know doing it for you, it makes a difference. Oh, no problems there for Lane. Looks smooth. It's a good lift. All right, Cam Hughes. Cam Hughes is going to take 192 and a half.
Bars ready for Cam. Hughes. Green light, 2 lights. Jessica. Gabrielle. Bars ready, 120 kilos.
Easy.
Nice and easy. Good lift for Cam.
Green white lights to Cam.
All right, Hanaran, the deadlift man. He's going to bench now. 195 for Chris.
Now we need him to be Hanaran, the bench press man.
Hanaran, the bench press man.
Green white lights, Gabriella. Chris
All right,
Upper,
Chris
bars
coming out
ready.
for his bench opener.
Bars ready for Lane, 281.
Nice
That
and
was great
smooth
to
for
me.
Chris. And it's a good lift.
Funny story about Chris. Many years ago, I wandered into a local gym and I started trying things out. There was a young man there lifting very heavy weight, and I thought it was really cool. And he started telling me about how to do it. And he introduced me to powerlifting.
Oh, okay.
That was Chris Hanaran.
That was Chris Hanaran. Chris Hanaran, the powerlifting man. So how old was he at that time?
I'm not sure. I want to say that was around 2015.
So like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was
So he's
good-
like a
it was
teenager?
while ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The young guy's been at it for a while. All right, John Carden's coming out with 207.5. Very, very solid opener. Looks pretty good.
Fantastic.
No issues there. Lots of room. We got a red
I
from
saw
the middle.
no issues, but one of the refs did. So
Yeah, maybe.
White lights on.
I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Maybe for sinking or in the chest. I'm not too sure.
With the larger lifters, honestly, it's a tough call.
Yeah.
And we'll see going forward, because maybe it's something you can just ignore. 2 white lights is enough.
Yeah.
But going forward, if it's a problem you can prevent, you don't want 2 reds. One is a warning to stop doing
But also
whatever
with
somebody said.
with the chest sink, it's really something that's harder to see from the side.
It is.
But we'll see how it goes for these guys here. Jacob Bish taking 210. Not a problem for Jacob. Good lift there. Jason Byrne also coming out with 210. And Jason has a very big lead on squat. He's got a massive bench on him too, so we'll see what he...
10 minutes on the clock and we start pulling on 2.
Easy peasy for Jason. And that is a good lift. So, I mean, definitely room to go up there. Trevor's coming out with 215.
Trevor, then Oliver.
Very impressive benches happening here today.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, 215 for Trevor. No handoff for Trevor. I wonder what it feels like to just take 215 out of the rack with your hands.
If I could get it out of the rack, I feel like I would not know much else shortly afterwards.
Yes. Sometimes I think, what's the maximum weight I could unrack? Oh, no problem for Trevor.
Incredible.
Easy opener for Trevor.
3 white lights. Good lift.
Olivier, coming out with 235. 235 for Olivier. Very, very big bench opener. Quite the gap on bench here. So let's see how his opener goes and where he can go from there.
Arms ready for Oliver.
Wow. Wow. Quite the bench.
3 white lights.
3 white lights, no issues.
He threw that around like an empty
Really
barrel.
just got it down there really quick. All right, we're on to our second attempts for this flight. So Aiden's going to take 152. Shouldn't be a problem. His 147 looks smooth. And I think with Aiden, it's really taking it conservative on bench here might be his strategy because he's got a really big pull. He's got, you know, he's really in contention for that podium, I think. Taking it easy on bench, solidifying that subtotal,
336 pounds.
making it fast, making it easy. Oh, yeah. Super solid second attempt there.
So good. Yep.
Some room to go up.
3 white lights.
All right, Lucas is going to take 162 and a half, 7.5 kilo jump.
Arms ready, Lucas.
I believe this would be a bench press PR for Lucas.
It will, 2.5 kilos on his second attempt too, so wow. Easy peasy. Great lift from Lucas there. Would not be surprised if they go 170, to be honest. Pretty good. All right, Zach's gonna take 175, 10 kilo jump. And this is a provincial record as well, so this is a Saskatchewan provincial record.
Arms ready,
Maybe
Zach.
taking a couple provincial records today.
Let's go, Zach. Come on, get this now. Good job.
Punched it up, and he gets the lift. Pretty easy for a solid provincial record.
Yeah. Wonder where he's going to go from there now. Because there is a little more.
There is. I'd say 5, 7.5 would be a good call. He definitely has it. All right, we got Cam Sadiq coming out with 195, so jumping 10 kilos.
He's so explosive.
He really is. It's really something. Wow.
Good.
So strong.
3
That is
lights.
a good lift. Another 10 kilos, I could definitely see another 10 kilos going there.
Honestly, it's moving so fast that it's hard to gauge because there's no slowing down. So how do you say where the wall is?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, we got Tolu coming out, 15 kilo jump, 197.5. Just under his best bench. So we're really hoping there's room for a solid bench PR today. Nice.
Good. Very
Nice and
nice.
smooth. Definitely room to go up.
And the refs like it too.
The refs agree. We got a good lift. 200 for Lane. So 10 kilo jump here. And this will also be a 2.5 kilo PR for Lane on his second attempt.
Bars ready, Lane.
And we're back to the open category for the 120 pluses.
Come on, Lane. 440-pound bench. Coaching by Mayor. No more changes. Lifters in the first
Bit of work
line,
there, but he's got it.
portable 2. No
Looked
more
good. Slowed down a bit off the
changes,
chest. But it's a good lift.
Green light lights for
Hopefully see them
Lane.
adding a couple kilos more there. Why not? He's got it in him. Cam Hughes, 202.5. 10 kilo jump.
Bars ready for Cam Hughes.
No, unfortunately, a little bit too much for Cam. He's got another chance to retake it, so you can give it another go on the third. We got Mr. Hannaran coming out with 210, so a chunky 15 kilo jump. But I've seen Chris bench, and Chris can bench.
You can.
We're gonna see something special today. All right, 210 for Chris. Looks focused.
Let's go here, Chris.
Checking to make sure the weight's all good.
Bars ready for Christopher, 210 kilos.
Insanely fast. Insanely
Excellent.
fast. It's a
The
good
rest
lift
loved it.
for Chris. Wow.
Lights, Christopher. Here comes John.
I wonder what they'll do because he's got so much room. All right, John's going to take 215. 215 for John.
Bars ready for John.
Easy peasy.
Great bench press.
Very nice.
It's a good lift.
Really nice. Here comes Jacob and Jason.
All right, so Jacob, who is a junior, so junior 120 plus, is going to take 220 for his second attempt. This is a 10 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo PR for Jacob. And we're pushing pretty close to a Canadian junior record here. 227.5 is the current Canadian junior record for the bench press. So we may see another record attempt.
Guess it all depends on how this one goes first,
we'll
but that
see.
looks to be, that's the direction we're going in.
He's looking strong today.
Yes.
So. Oh,
That
I mean,
was easy.
it looks pretty good. Why not load it, right?
Yeah.
He's got so much momentum right now. It's a crazy squat event. And sometimes when you keep getting them, you just want to keep rolling with it.
Now is the time. He's
Now
having a
is the
great day.
time.
Use it.
All right.
Jason Byrne coming.
Jason
225.
Byrne, 225 kilos, so a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Just under 500 pounds. Just big number.
The bar's loaded on 2. We're pulling on 2. Here comes Axel. First two lifts are good for Isabella Page. Here comes Axel, 180 kilos. Jason, 225 kilo bench. Lift is good on 2 now.
He's an
Here
incredible
comes
lifter.
Keisha,
Looking forward to seeing how this moves.
Absolutely.
182.5.
Wow.
That went up nice and fast.
Nice and fast.
3 white
And
lights.
it's a good lift.
Jason.
Could definitely see another 10 there. Why not?
He's
strong enough for it.
Than Oliver.
Trevor's going to take 230 for his second, another 15 kilo jump. Just 5 kilos below his all-time best bench. So we're really seeing a pretty tight race here. I mean, these top 3 guys are not that far off from each other, depending on how deadlifts go. Nice and easy. That was a clean looking 230. It's a good lift. Wow. Okay. Olivier is coming out for 250 kilos. So this is a provincial record. Current provincial record is 247.5.
Which is his, I believe.
195 kilos. Bars ready for Oliver. 250.
All right, Oliver.
That's 551 pounds.
Wow, 550 pounds. This will be a PR for Olivier. And based on that 235, this looks like it'll be there. Wow. And that is a good lift. Now, again, wondering if that national record will be loaded because it's not far off from 250. We just got record after record being put up on the scoreboard here. All right, we're going to do our third benches now for this flight.
Rewind lights on 2.
So last flight, our last round of benching for the week. Last benches of Canadian Nationals. We've got some big benches loaded for these thirds. And these are going to be pretty pivotal in terms of how the podium's going to look. Aiden Dubins, 157.5 for his third. 5 kilo jump, definitely got this. Nice. Really, really good attempt selection there.
Yep.
It was work, but not too much. And he can go into his deadlifts feeling confident and ready to go. All right, next we got Lucas taking 170. This is a 10 kilo PR for Lucas. So he hit a PR on his second, just looking to push it a little further on his third.
Bars loaded for Lucas.
Yeah.
Really solid third attempt there. And that's a good lift. That range of motion award might go to Lucas, to be honest. Like, he has long arms as well. All right, Zach's going to take 180.
Putting on a show. Beautiful lockout from Bittner. Here comes Zach.
All right, so this is pushing that provincial record even further. He got it on the second and now taking 180 for a third.
R30
Oh, nice.
and Zach gets.
And that is a good lift. Perfect attempt selection there. His hand looks very impressed. All right, so Cam's going to come out for 202.5. Missed it on his second, just wasn't enough there to get that lockout. But, you know, sometimes you just set up differently, you focus.
Well, I believe he came off the chest really well. It was just sort of at the top. So hopefully with the reset, he can power through that sticking point now. Lock it out, get those points.
Then excellent Keisha.
There you go.
I think he's got that.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You are a piece of work, Cam.
sometimes you just gotta go again. Round two, and it works. So Cam came back strong with that third attempt there. All right, Lane's also gonna take 202.5, so 2.5 kilo jump. So
202.5 for Lane.
now he's already PR'd his bench, so just looking to add a little bit more, get every kilo that he can. Wow.
Good.
Brought it down so fast. Got the press command, and it's a good lift.
2 white lights.
Okay, now we got Cam City coming out with 205, so another 10 kilo jump there. This will be a 5 kilo PR for Cam.
Cam has gone 5 for 5.
Yeah, he's on fire. So explosive, so strong.
205.
Let's see him go 6 for 6.
I have faith in Cam here. He's looking really strong.
legs.
all day. Yeah, that was really powerful. A little bit in the tank too. Like it slowed down a little at the lockout, but not by much.
I almost want to see him push until he fails because I really want to know where the wall is.
Where's the top end? Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, he's new to the weight class, so he's got so much time to really develop and really gauge where that top end is. But now, you know, he's got energy, so he can really ball out on deadlifts.
Boys ready for Chad?
Okay, we got Tolu's taking his third bench, 207 and a half, another 10-kilo jump.
212 and a half for Christine.
So this will be a 7.5 kilo PR. Oh, bit of a fight, but he gets it. That was a great third attempt for Tolu.
Well done.
Tolu also going 6 for 6 already. These guys are on fire. All right, Mr. Christopher Hanneran, 217 and a half kilos. So this will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Chris. And based off of that second, I think 7.5 kilos, very, very doable for Chris.
Let's go here. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Good man.
Gets the lockout.
What are the refs saying?
And it's a good
Excellent.
lift for Chris. Amazing. 6
Well
for
done.
6 for Chris. Going into the deadlift with some steam. All right, John's going to take 222 and a half.
Boys ready for John?
And this will be a PR for John as well. There we go. Strong looking third attempt from John.
Great to me. Yep. And the refs
Amazing.
like it too.
So John had a rocky start with the squats, but he got a squat in and then came in, smoked the bench event, so he's looking really good. All right, so Jacob is going to take that bench record. So we've got a junior 120 plus Canadian national record attempt, 228.5. Jacob from Ontario. And now keep in mind, he's a junior.
Bars ready.
So hasn't even gotten to 23 yet. And he's benching 500 pounds. Incredible. Let's go, Jacob.
National record attempt for Jacob Fish.
And the crowd is behind him. There we go. Wow.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let's go, Jacob. Well, he has so much room to grow, so much time to grow, and he's already so strong. So I'm really excited to see how Jacob does. All right, now we're on to Mr. Jason Byrne, 235, opted for a 10-kilo jump. And this will be a PR for Jason as well.
Bars ready for Jason Bird. 235 kilos.
And Jason really needs this bench to keep that lead that he has. Let's hope he gets it.
Give her a round of applause.
Fighting.
Bit of a fight.
I think he's going to get that, though.
Yeah, Looked like a fight, but he got it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So 10 kilos was that perfect call. He's keeping that lead, making sure he's untouchable. All right, we got Trevor coming up at 235.5. Oh, sorry, 237.5.
This will give him second, but then Olivier gets to go.
And Olivier's got quite the bench, so
He
we'll
does.
see how it turns out at the end here. Trevor coming out 237.5. This will be a PR for Trevor.
Bars ready for Acacia.
Go! Hold up, Trav. Come on.
Wow, pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. He secures that third bench. Going 6 for 6 so far. All right, so he did load it. Olivier loading 259.5. So this is a Canadian national record in the open. An open national record.
We got a national record attempt coming up.
572 pounds. Nearly 600 pounds.
272 pounds. This is Oliver Ballou.
This race is getting tight. This race is getting tight.
How about a big round of applause for Oliver? Canadian national record attempt. Canadian national record attempt for Oliver.
And this is a 12 kilo PR as well. So this is a big bench for Olivier, but his 250 moved well. So let's see. Oh, just a little too much. Hope he's okay. He gave it a good fight, gave it a good shot. It's one of those bench presses where it's just so much brute force, so much brute strength. So it's hard to gauge where that top end is, but just a little too much.
He's got a lot of power and a lot of speed.
He really does. He really
quite
does.
there today.
All right.
Excellent effort, though.
So that makes things interesting, though, leading into our deadlift event. So we'll see where we end up. For the 120 plus opens, we have Jason in the lead, followed by Trevor, then Olivier, but we'll see how deadlifts turn out. We're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back to start our pulls with the 120s.
See you again soon.
All right. It's all happening. It's all happening. Day 6, session 2, deadlift time on platform 1. We're into the deadlifts for our 120s and our 120 plus opens, and then our 120 plus juniors. So it's all coming down to this. We're going to see who is going to secure that spot for Team Canada for Worlds coming up in June. The 120s are going first. And we've got a really tight race going. Our top 3 projected lifters are all within like 20 kilos of each other. So really could come down to that final pull, could come down to body weight. We'll have to find out. You know, they're all being handled by pros who know what they're doing and know what they need to load. So we will see. Our first deadlifter is going to be Hyung with 270 kilos.
And the deadlift portion is just so much fun because you want everyone to set the stage with their squats, with their bench. But the deadlift could be a real game changer. And when you look at the attempts that are on the board right now, you know, we're looking at 270 to 345 in the range. And obviously the score is going to change dramatically based on who gets what for each and every pull.
Absolutely. I think after our deadlift openers, we get a stronger idea of really who's in the top. So we've got Hyung here with our 270, our first deadlift of the session. Easy peasy, no
Fantastic.
problem. Pulling sumo, looking strong.
And Vince gets 3 lights. Here comes Mackenzie Live. Bars ready, 220 kilos.
Raphael with the same weight.
Bars ready for Raphael.
270 kilos for Raphael. It's a conventional puller.
Easy work.
Brittany Schlater. 3 lights on 1. Schlater on 2 with 260
Matt Genn is going to come out for his opener, 270 kilos.
Bars ready for Matthew on 1.
The crowd loves him, and for good reason. He's a great guy. Let's go, Matt.
Let's go, Matt. Easy 270.
Let's go here, kid. Make a move.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That flew off the floor. Good lift for Matt.
William Talbot with 285.
Some Wi-Fi issues.
William Talbot.
Just getting it set up here. Sumo puller.
Bars ready for the blow.
Nice work.
Here goes Gabrielle.
And now we've got Graham. He's going to take 300 kilos. Got another sumo puller here.
Winter, 170 kilos.
That was great to me. Judges liked it too. Everyone's getting their opener so far, which is exactly what we want. Philippe coming out, 300 as well.
Go Winter!
Very smooth opener for Philippe.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Jacob Atwood now with 305.
Bars ready for Kenny, 175.
Very nice opening.
Very nice.
3 white lights. Good job, Jacob.
Carrie Dennison coming out.
Carrie Dennis next with 310.
Here comes Jessica on 2. Bars loaded on 1.
Here he comes.
Two white lights. Come on, Terry.
Very nice
Wow.
bowl.
Very smooth. And that is a good lift for Carrie.
Chelsea.
All right, Matthews Vina is opening with 340 kilos.
That is 749.6 pounds.
Really,
So I mean,
really
750.
solid.
You got to call
opener
that
for her.
750.
Oh yeah. Come on, you gotta round up.
Yeah,
You gotta round up.
we will round up.
All right, so Matt Vina is gonna secure this deadlift opener
Chelsea Lewis on 2.
and really solidify his place at the top here.
Wanda Lewis in the audience.
Again, Matt hit that monster squat, 381.
Catherine.
Had a great bench showing and is now gonna open with 340. So we'll see where that puts him total wise. That flew off the floor. Solid lockout.
Terrific opening.
Definitely a lot of room to go up.
Yeah.
And that's given him a total with his opener of 921.
And Lucas now going to come out 345 to open, just 5 kilos more.
So we'll see where that puts him. Lucas also great squat. Really solid bench, so it's really going to be tight between these top 3 guys with Matt, Philippe, and Lucas. Graham's also in there. You know, we'll see what he can put up for the
200
deadlift.
kilos. Then Laney, then Gabriella.
I think we're going to see Lucas try to broaden that gap, and we're going to see Vina trying to close it with each attempt.
45.
Lucas, crowd's going wild.
Vina's in the lead right now.
Hometown hero, Lucas Wiseman.
Let's go down, Lucas.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yep.
He
With authority.
has got room, and he's gonna push it. He's definitely gonna push it. He's got a reason to fight here. You know,
The game is afoot.
he needs to defend that crown. Really show up today. All right. Next up, we got Raphael coming up with his second deadlift, 287.5.
Great wide lights for Laney. Not long. Freaking horn. Here comes Gabriella. Yes, she could be.
Someone blowing a horn in the audience. It is a full house in here. My goodness.
Yep.
Everyone's
People
showing
are
up to
fighting
watch.
for standing room.
Yeah. Everyone's showing up to watch these final pulls. You got the men on the platform 1, the women on platform 2. All right, we've got Raphael coming out for 287.5.
We have seats, but we're only using the edge.
Exactly. Pulling a mixed grip. Nice.
That's a very good pull.
Slow lockout, but it looked really controlled.
I don't know how much more room he has for his third.
Yeah,
But-
maybe another 10, I'd say. It came off the floor quick, but you know, you got to get the lockout too. So
But
we'll see.
some pullers are just slower too. Some people are so fast. Others, it's more slow twitch, but give them time. They get there.
Absolutely. And, you know, the handler knows the lifter. They know how they lift, so they'll make the best call based on what they know they can do. All right, Young's coming out for 290, taking a 20-kilo jump. Looks pretty good. He wedges really nicely into that sumo, creating a lot of power off of the floor.
I would really like this play. Matt Genge coming again. He's got 295.
And it looks like this is a provincial record as well.
Let's make this move, Matt. Let's see you bend.
Wow. So explosive off the floor. Really solid lockout. Definitely got a lot more in him.
I'm not sure about that being a provincial record.
Yeah, I
that may
think
be a
that was.
mistake there.
I think it has not updated in a minute.
We've run into problems with that a few places now, where some of the data set seems to be from older sources.
Yeah,
perhaps, or-
it doesn't update like as the meet is running, so you just kind of have to remember. Oh yeah, they just hit a provincial record 5 minutes ago, which is definitely happening in this session. We got records after records are just kind of falling here.
So much great lifting.
Wow,
And
really
William
good
Townsville
second.
is no exception. Another great lift. 3 white
305
lights,
for
305.
Gonna load something fun for his third, I think. Graham Laprade, 315 for his second, so taking a 15-kilo jump. Now, Graham is really in a position here where he can really push up into that podium if he needs to. So if he secures his 315 and it looks clean, he could make a move. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I love that.
Jenny, 180 kilos. Lift is good on
So, and for those who don't know, you can change your third attempt deadlift up to 2 times. So these guys can, they can put an attempt in, but then maybe someone fails or something happens, and they can change that attempt so they can get exactly the number that they need. So lots can happen in the last couple of pulls here.
But not everyone realizes it. But this is why you have to learn math in school. There's a lot of addition involved,
Yeah,
and as
yeah.
everybody changes their attempts, you have to add it all up and
Yeah.
say, okay, well, who's going to win with what number?
And you got to know the body weights if it comes down
do.
to body weight, and you tie on your total. So pay attention in school, kids, because maybe you'll end up handling it at a powerlifting meet. It'll really
Yeah.
come in handy.
Jacob Adwood, the 325.
Oh,
Well done, sir.
looks good. Lockout.
Good
A
lift.
little slow, wondering maybe they'll go up another 10 or
I think
15.
he's got a little more room there.
I think so too. All right, Philippe's gonna take 325, solid 25-kilo jump here. And again, Philippe fighting for that podium.
He wants to be there.
He wants
Understandably
to be there.
so.
So he's gonna do what he needs to do, and that looks pretty clean. A little slouch at the top.
I think it was just a little off center with that bar. No lift.
Unfortunately, no lift. I think his shoulders didn't come back enough. So
There
I'm wondering
were-
what they'll do if they'll.
There was a variety of reasons in those rails.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of slouching, so probably had to do with that. Maybe a little wobble at the top, but either way, I'm wondering if he'll retake it. Maybe he'll go up because he does need those kilos to stay on that
Definitely.
podium. All right, we got Carrie taking a whopping 30-kilo jump, doing 340. Now, Carrie does take big deadlift jumps, and he is a massive deadlifter. So I'm really excited to see what he's up to today. Looks good. Solid second attempt for Carrie.
And that was just a beautiful pull, too,
Yeah.
technique-wise.
Yeah.
You know, obviously very impressive strength and numbers. What a great pull.
Yeah, he's Very, very consistent lifter.
And I do want to say about Matt Vino, if you follow his Instagram, a lot of really insightful commentary there about different things. I really enjoy his profile. I've only found it recently, and it's worth checking out. Adam Katz as well. Has a lot of
Matt
good things
Vina,
to say.
Adam Katz, the Instagram powerlifting information legends. Also very strong. 360 for a second is really something. All right, so we have got a 20-kilo jump here.
We got a real battle for third place. Toby over here on 2.
All right. That looked really good for a second attempt. A little bit of room left, so he's going to pull what he needs to pull.
Yeah, it was a very good lift.
Currently in first with 9:41, but Lucas has a second attempt to come, and not going to lie, Lucas has that deadlift mojo right now. You can kind of feel it. 3:45 flew.
This will come down to the thirds.
Yes, it will. So
But first we have to get this second.
first we have to get these seconds, then we'll see what happens. It's already getting pretty exciting. 367 and a half. So this is matching, I think matching his best pull. Yeah, this is matching his PR on deadlift. And this is just for a second, so clearly him and his
See how
coach
this
know
works.
he's really got it in him today.
He does have very good technique.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, he knows. He knows.
Really nice.
He knows
Really
it's
nice.
there. He knows he's going to load what he needs to load. So,
Moved like a warm-up.
wow. So currently Lucas is in second. He's 8.5 kilos behind Matt. So this is really going to come down to that final pull. We'll see what Matt puts in, and we'll see what Lucas does after, and go from there. All right, Raphael, 292 and a half, 5-kilo jump. And this is it. This is the final round of deadlifts for our 120. So we are deciding right now who is taking that spot, who is going to be the top 120 in Canada in the Open.
The bars loaded. Give Gabrielle a round of applause. This is bronze medal pull by bodyweight. Bronze medal pull by bodyweight. There goes Cinco.
All right, Raphael, let's go.
Last lift of the day.
Good
Little slow
work.
at lockout.
Think he's
He was
gonna make it.
consistent.
Yep, I think that's the lockout. I think
he
he's got that.
He took his time, but I think he got there, and
Good
he did.
work.
Great show from Raphael.
I don't think he left anything on the table there. I think that
don't
was the
think he
perfect
did.
call.
Absolutely. All right, Matthew Genge is going to come out with 305.
We're going to start seeing those notices now. Jacob Atwood is going to increase his 5 kilos. Might see a few changes coming through.
Listen up. This is a deadlift Canadian national record and a total record. It's also going to be the heaviest deadlift by any woman in the IPF in the world.
Matt coming out, 305.
All right, now,
The highest deadlift ever.
cheering for you, Matt. Let's go.
Whitney Slater from Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Easy third pull for Matt.
Nice work, buddy. 3 white lights. You got a lot to be proud of there.
He had such a good day. 9 for 9, clearly kilos left in the tank.
The crowd's still yelling.
All right, up next we've got Hyung coming out with 310 for his final pull.
I know our audience can't tell, but we do have Brittany Schlater pulling on the other platform right now. A very impressive attempt.
All right, Hyung coming out with 310 for his third. looks
Very
good.
nice, yeah.
Very good deadlift showing for Hyun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Gives the refs some love.
It is, I think, a little bit challenging sometimes when you have two platforms running because you get some very big moments
Yep.
on the other platform.
Yep.
And, you know, it's your turn to lift. You have to focus.
You just gotta imagine that's your big moment, you know?
Yeah. I do believe a fair bit of that noise was for Matt. He is a local guy and well loved. But, you know, there's certainly a lot of enthusiasm for Brittany Schlater. Very famous Canadian and a very, just a wonderful person.
Absolutely. Okay, Williams coming out with 320 kilos.
Keep going.
I just think he locked the knees a bit too early. But a great, great fight from Will.
He may have hurt something, though.
I hope he's okay. He's okay. He just... Yeah, he's good. Great, great fight from Will. Up next, we've got Philippe. Gonna retry 325 kilos. So we've got a bit of a scrap for bronze in the 120s here.
Yeah. Seems to be a few people standing around the table to submit some attempt changes.
Yeah, I think our first and second, you know, it's a toss-up between Matt Vina and Lucas Wiseman, but that third place, it could really go either way. Let's see what Philippe does here. Really good. Wow. All right, so Carey has upped his third deadlift to 370 kilos.
Let's go, Phil!
Up next, we've got Graham taking 335. All right, so currently we've got Philippe in third place with 910 and a half. And like, keep in mind, Philippe Jacob. Massive, massive third deadlift for Jacob.
Yeah. Come
Oh,
on.
he's got to fight for that
Lock it.
lockout. Oh, does he get it? Oh, it was scrappy. Does he get it? He gets
got it.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Amazing
Congratulations,
final
buddy.
pull from Jacob.
That's great, Jacob.
All right, Carey is jumping 30 kilos. Coming out with 370. So this is a small PR for Carey, a 2.5 kilo PR, and bumps him up 30 kilos.
370 kilos to carry. Bars ready.
And I believe this might be a provincial record as well. Getting excited here.
Patient in the setup.
Wow. Oh, just a little too much. But he committed to it.
Very good effort.
Very, very great day for Carey. So consistent, so technical, such a strong lifter. All right, I think we're down to it, guys. We are down to it. So these are our final pulls of the 120. So here and now we are deciding who is taking that spot for the 120 kilo open for Team Canada. We've got Matt Vina coming up with 370 kilos, 10 kilo jump. This would be a PR for him, but more importantly, it's gonna create that gap that Lucas is gonna have to close.
Right now he's in first place.
He's looking focused. 360 looked good, so this shouldn't be too much of an ask. But he needs these 10 kilos to push Lucas. Bit of a fight. Let's see what our referees say. And it's a good lift. Oh, that took it out of him. Wow.
And well played.
What
He
a
chose his weight
crazy
well.
performance from Matt Vina. We got a crazy squat record and 370 on the deadlift. So now Lucas Wiseman coming out, 386.5 kilos, just under a 20 kilo jump. And based off of that second, this looks like it's there. This is a national record. And of course, most importantly, he is pulling for that top spot.
For the gold medal away from Matthew. When he gets out here, you guys better get up your butts.
The whole house is watching.
You're ahead of the game over there. Thank you.
What a wonderful way to send off this week. Our final deadlift for the 120 Open. Crew is wiping the bar.
Horse loaded.
All right, here comes
Everybody's
Lucas.
excited for this. You can hear this crowd all the way in DC. He's got it.
Amazing performance from Lucas Wiseman.
What a win.
National deadlift record.
What a win. Well
And
done.
a first place win in the 120 Opens. Incredible.
What a moment.
That is really something. Wow, 386.5, a new Canadian national record. Not that far off from a world record. This guy is the real deal.
And what an exciting battle.
Yeah,
that really was wonderful.
That was really good. Matt Vina really pushed him to the edge there because that deadlift looked so clean, but that lockout was not easy, right? Like
Oh,
maybe a couple
definitely
more
not easy.
kilos,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't have gotten it. So that was, yeah, textbook powerlifting art right there.
And what a wonderful moment. I'm glad the audio was still working.
Yes. Our audio cut out for a bit. We were a bit worried. It was the final pulls of the 120s, but we got back.
And what a great moment to clue up Nationals.
Yeah.
2026 Nationals has
Yeah.
been a wonderful experience.
Well, we still got our big boys.
Oh my goodness.
We
Okay,
still
I
got
was
the
about to
big-
start cluing
we
up.
got-
Sorry.
No, we got
I'm
the
caught up in the moment
big
there.
boys.
I'm like,
that was
wow.
the big boys. Now it's the big boys. So we still got our 120 plus juniors and our 120 plus opens for our final flight of nationals. So we are in the last round of lifting for the week. And
Thank
we'll
you
see
for
what
calming me down. I was getting ready to run out back. Give my congratulations.
Yeah, it's been quite the week. It's been quite the week. No, that was good. A half a kilo difference between Vina and Wiseman. It really was anybody's game, to be honest, but the right calls were made. And Lucas just had that pull. He just had it. So congrats to
incredible.
him. Congrats to him. And to Matt on that crazy
Let's
squat.
go, Jacob.
All right, we've got our 120 plus juniors coming out. 235 for Jacob. Clean and easy. Lucas Baldwin with 250.
Yeah, that's a hard moment to follow. To just walk out after that. Okay, I'll do that.
Well, you got to ramp up the intensity. Openers are chill, easy peasy.
There's a lot of energy in the room. That was so good. Lucas Baldwin with 250.
Nice and clean opener for Lucas. Zach coming out with 255.
Okay, Zach, let's go.
Well done.
All right, nice openers.
Not a
Zach.
problem for Zach.
That was
255.
3 lights.
Tolu coming out with 257 and a half. Now we've only got 5 of our 120 plus juniors, so and quite a few of them are quite close, so could be a bit of a toss-up. Easy opener for Tolu.
Well done.
And that's 3 white lights. And Tom.
Aiden Dubin, 275.
Hayden. And John and Christopher. Lights ready.
Come on, Aiden. Go, Aiden.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
Rip it and rip it. That flew up. 275, easy peasy. All right, John Carden. So now we're into our open 120s. John Carden coming out with 295.
Lights ready.
Nice. Move.
Nice.
Lift is good. Chris Hannerhan coming for his opener at 295.
Hanaran, the deadlift man. And now he is the deadlift
He
man.
is the devil.
Come on, Chris.
Wow, so fast. 295, no bother for Chris.
That's 3 lights. Here's the Oliver, then Lane. Oliver's 300, and then Lane has 302.5. You all know what that is. Bars ready, Oliver.
Olivier Hill's from Quebec, last name below. So I'm sticking with Olivier. I think that's correct.
All right, 300. Nice opener. Lane's taken 302 and a half.
The bar's loaded. 302.5 kilos. 666 pounds. 666. The number of the beast. Fire and brimstone will come down on the man. From the Old Testament to the New Testament to the Book of Revelation, he will raise the bar from the depths of hell into the heavens above. 666. The number of the lane.
Nice.
The lift is good.
Not a problem for Lane. 3 white lights. Alright, now Trevor's coming out with 312 and a half. Trevor's had an awesome day so far, 6 for 6. And now again, after these, once everyone walks in their deadlift opener, we'll get a really good idea of where these guys are standing.
Bar is loaded. Here comes Greenwood.
Let's go, Trevor! Come on now, Trevor.
Go drive.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Well
You're not
done.
worried about no belt either. Doesn't need a belt. Why would you need a belt to deadlift? Like,
I gotta say, Gino does a great job too. You know, he brings a lot of character to this, a lot of drama and theatrics. It's just a lot of fun to have him here. He shows up at a lot of these events. He brings a lot to it. He's just such a wonderful person. So I want to thank him for showing up and doing this.
Let's go, Cam Hughes!
definitely a character. All right, Cam Hughes coming out with 315 for his opener.
Cam Hughes, Cam Sadiq, and Jason.
Set it up, you got this. Oh yeah!
There we go.
Fantastic.
Very clean opener from Cam.
Highlights. While they're setting up, I want to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. We have SPD Canada here, and they are a huge sponsor of the sport and
The
Nationals
sponsor.
2026. Yeah. You know, they're behind a lot of the major events, and certainly a very popular brand. And we'll come back to the lifts now and then speak more on our sponsors in a moment.
Cam
City.
Cam also going 6 for 6 so far, on fire. Wow, and
Fantastic.
keeping that fire burning.
Yeah. Inner Strength Products is another one of our sponsors. They always show up at this thing, and I'm grateful for it. I've already been over to their booth and bought a bunch of stuff. You know, they're one of the great providers. There are a few others as well, but Inner Strength Products has been there for everybody for a very long time, and I'm grateful for them. So thank you for coming once again and bringing so much quality products to us.
Yeah, I
with
bought a new
excellent
singlet.
shipping.
Yeah. Bought a new pink singlet.
Nice.
Felt very, very pink and fun on the platform. All right, Jason Byrne, 330 opener.
Jason. Knock it out.
Wow.
330 with authority.
That's the word I would use to describe the way Jason Byrne lifts. He has authority. He did get a red for knees not locked out, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, I'll also say comment about Transparent Labs, and they're a new sponsor as far as I know. And they've been fantastic. They've had a booth in the corner. I know I've gotten through a lot of these sessions by drinking pre-workout that they gave me in the shaker cup that they gave me, and finishing that off with a protein bar that they gave me. So they've had a lot of excellent products. A lot of people have been trying them and enjoying them. So I highly recommend that everybody check them out. They're clean products.
Tasty stuff.
They
Very
really
tasty
are
stuff.
good. Pre-workouts, hydration drinks, lots of protein products. I'm sure they have quite a number of other supplements available as well.
All right, we got Jacob taking 250 for his second. Now, Jacob's got quite the lead in our 120 plus junior category. He's going to keep extending that lead there.
Go, Jacob.
He's a powerful lifter.
He really is.
Do it.
Nice.
A power lifter, if you will.
It's called powerlifting for a reason.
He's doing great.
All right, Zach's taking 270.
I want to thank the Government of Canada and the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador as well. They've provided grants. These events take a lot, and we couldn't do it without their help.
Yeah, shout out Newfoundland. First time here, quite beautiful.
I hope you come back.
I will. In the summer, probably. I feel like
I respect that decision.
March is nice. I mean, we've had a couple nice days, but I can imagine in like June. Oof.
It is lovely in the summer.
All right, Zach's taking 270. Sure, this will fly. Nice.
Great lift.
Good second for Zach. See another 10, 15 there.
I want to make a comment about Alico, one of our sponsors. They've come through with a lot of wonderful equipment. A lot of comments have been made about the quality of the gear. We're grateful for that. Lucas Baldwin has just been called. Out he comes for 272.5.
600 pounds, 272 and a half kilos. Total strength at 8.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Great lift. And I want to comment on the Sheridan, our host. I think the facilities here have been terrific. I think everyone's enjoyed it. It's the best event I've been to for powerlifting. They've just been really fantastic. I think the quality of everything here has been the top.
Absolutely. So well organized. Such a good team. All right, we got Tolu coming out with 277.5 for his second. So again, this kind of fight for podium is going to be pretty close for these 120 plus juniors. Because Tolu's got a big pull on him too. And that was pretty easy.
Oh, great.
Toll gets 3 white.
That's why I want to say these things before we get to the thirds.
Shout out all the sponsors. And
Canada
then
Powerlifting has been fantastic. We appreciate all of their help and support. And of course, this is their sport and our federation. And the NLPA. We've got so many members here pitching in. I know folks who have been working all day and all night, not just during the meet, but leading up to it. And they'll be putting in a lot of work after it. It really does take quite a lot of time and effort to pull off these events and make them work so well. So thank you to all of the members of the NLPA as well as CANPL. I'm glad everybody came. It's been a great event.
Aiden taking 302.5.
Fantastic.
Wow, Aiden is on today.
He is so fast.
It is a good lift. So we know that Aiden is going to pull what he needs to pull to secure that second place in the 120 plus junior. All right, we're on to our open lifters now. Hanaran deadlift man coming out with 312.5. He's just 5 kilos shy of his best pull. And based on that opener, Chris is also on with deadlifts today.
I think he's having a great day.
He really is. Yeah, he's gone six for 6, got his deadlift opener, so let's keep that momentum going. Coached by Mr. Ian Adaptive.
Let's see this move, Chris. Come on!
Nice.
Fantastic
Good
lift.
control. Great control from Chris.
3 leg legs.
Yeah, he's got more in the tank. He's going to hit a deadlift PR and have an amazing day here. All right, we got Lane coming up with 315.
All right, here we go.
Bars ready. Lane.
Lane with 315.
Still Lane.
Smooth second attempt.
Really
Bit
nice
of work
lift.
at the top, but he got it.
Yep, good call. We'll see where he goes now for a third.
All right. We got Olivier with 315 as well. All right,
Bars
so
ready. Oliver Bellew.
Olivier setting it up to make that podium.
315 kilos. Then John, then Cam Hughes.
That looked like a good second.
Very nice work.
Definitely room to pull what he needs to pull. Okay, we got John coming up with 320. Took a 25 kilo jump here, pretty chunky deadlift jump. 700 pounds, just over 700 pounds.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
That looked good. That looked really good.
I think that looked better than his first one.
I would agree, honestly. And he's happy. Coach is happy.
They should be.
Gonna put something big in.
Yeah.
He's got it. All right, we got Cam Hughes coming out with 332.5.
10 seconds. That's for you.
Score table yelling at the coaches to get their attempts in.
Cam Hughes and Cam Suddy. Cam's got 332.5 kilos.
PSA for all you coaches and handlers. Get your attempts in.
You don't want to miss that.
Don't linger on that. Making sure the bar is nice and clean for Cam's pull. Sometimes a lot of baby powder gets on there.
The bar is ready. Here comes CANPL.
Cam getting ready now.
Come on, Cam. Come on. You got it. Come on.
The thing about sumo is it generally pays off to take your time and set it up, build that tension.
A lot more technical of a deadlift for sure.
A little patience at the start tends to pay off, though I guess everyone's a little different. That's beautiful.
That looked good.
Good job, man.
Good second attempt from Cam Hughes. Got some room for a bit more. Cam Sadiq now with 340. So a 25 kilo jump for Cam Sadiq. And his opener was a rocket. So I don't think this will be that much of a jump for him, to be honest.
He's a really interesting lifter. He's so fast, so explosive. It's really hard to gauge.
Such a joy to watch. He just looks like he's having so much fun too.
He is, yeah.
he really enjoys it. Let's see how this goes. Oh my God. The confidence, the speed, they'll dance off the platform. What a joy to watch. That looked great. I could see them going up another 20, 25. Just go for it. All right, Trevor's coming up next. Trevor put in 340 for his second attempt, so trying to get up to that top.
You know, if Sadiq can do that again, he could make such a big jump.
I know. It's really going to be a toss-up, also depending on how Philippe goes with his third attempt.
Bars ready for Trevor. 340 kilos. Give Trevor a round of applause.
Let's go. Come on, buddy.
Nice. Super quick, super controlled. That is a deadlift of a man who's been deadlifting for some time. And he knows what he's doing, and he's got a lot more. All right, Jason Byrne is coming out with 355, and this will be pulling for a Canadian national total record. Incredible.
National record in total by 5 kilos in the open category as a Masters 1. Give him a round of applause.
So if he gets this, he will increase his own total record. And his 330 looked fast. Oh!
Yeah.
And he gets it. Let's see what the refs say. Looks so good. 3 white lights. So Jason gets a new record for the total for the 120 plus open. And keep in mind, he is a masters lifter competing in the open. So.
And keep in mind, that was his second.
And that was his second. So he's got room to increase his total even more and improve that national record even more. All right, guys, this is it. We made it. We made it to the last round of deadlifts at Canadian Nationals in 2026. We are seeing some big pulls from the super heavyweight juniors and open men. And it's a toss-up. So for our junior category, Jacob's got quite the lead. So he's at 829 right now. In second, we have Aiden with 800. And then we've got Zach. But these guys have big pulls on them, so things could shake up. Let's see what Jacob does with 257 and a half. Needs to increase his lead here.
He came up fast. Bit of a fight at the top.
The lockout.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets 2 whites.
He's got it.
Amazing. So Jacob increased his lead here by a couple of kilos. So he's.
It's been overturned to a
Oh,
no
so the
lift.
jury have overturned Jacob's lift. So that does leave room for Aiden to pull for that
The
top
jury
position.
did not believe it was locked out.
This is interesting. Aiden could pull for that win if he's got it in him. He wants to go for that gold. All right, Zach's going to do 280, currently in third place.
Come on, Zach, you got this.
Zach's been on fire today.
There you go! There you go!
He's got it, and he's 9 for 9.
Nicely done.
9 for 9. Amazing, amazing work from Zach. Currently in third position. We'll see how the next couple lifts go. Lucas is going for 287 and a half. So this is a 20 kilo PR for Lucas. Huge deadlift PR.
He's having a great day.
He really is.
I mean, he hit a PR with his last pull, and now he's going to expand it further.
I'd love to
So I
see
believe
it.
his 272 was 10 above his posted
Yeah,
PR.
exactly. So that must feel good, hitting that PR on the second attempt and just having fun on the third, you know?
Yeah.
All right, we have an attempt change from Tolu. Tolu's going to pull 305. So I think
Last set, best set. And it's a single. Let's go.
all right, Lucas. Pretty comfortable third attempt.
I
Looked
thought that
really
was,
strong.
yeah.
What a great day for Lucas. 9
He's
for
happy.
9. Amazing. Up next, we got Tolu. Tolu is pulling 305, which I think is going to... So this is going up 27 and a half kilos. I think this will push him into third.
It will.
So pretty big jump, but if he can make it,
He wants to pull for the medal.
he wants that bronze. And I think this is his first nationals as well. Getting the bronze at your first nationals, you might as well go
You
for
know
it.
what? If you came for a medal, you got to take your shot. And he's lifting well. He's trying to jump with the crowd now. He wants some energy to back him up, and he'll get it.
All right, Tolu pulling for that bronze for the 120 plus juniors.
Look at
Oh, he just couldn't get that lockout, but what a good showing from Tolu. 8 for 9,
Good
first
effort.
nationals. Absolutely smoked it. Just
he came up
not.
so fast, I really thought he was going to get it.
Yeah, and that's the thing with some of these deadlifts, right? They just have so much brute force, but you need that lockout. All right, now we're on the opens. Our opens, let's see how things pan out. Final pulls of Canadian Nationals 2026. Hannaran, Mr. Christopher Hannaran, the deadlift man, 320 kilos. This will be a PR for Chris, a 2.5 kilo PR. Chris is fired up. He's had such a good day. He looks focused and ready to make this fly.
Gotta go! Let's go! Gotta go!
Come on, Chris. Fight
Yep.
for it. Oh, so
So
close.
close.
Just that final lockout, a little too much, but he gave it his all. 8 for 9. Such a good day for Chris.
Fantastic effort.
And we are on to our final pulls. About 7 or 8 left here. We got Lane coming out with 322 and a half.
Sounded like that moose horn. Sounded like that moose horn, Locke. Bars ready. Lane. Nice.
Here he comes.
Come on, Lane, put on a show.
Fantastic work.
grinds that out, and that's a good lift for Lane. Such a good day, 8 for 9. Got all of his deadlifts in. Good job, Lane. All right, Olivier coming out for 330 kilos. So Lane is looking to defend that bronze, or sorry, Olivier. We're on to Olivier now. Olivier looking to keep that bronze medal position.
Yeah, just build that total, finish out with an extra good day.
Because if he misses this, we could see Cam Sadiq try to pull ahead. Because we see that Cam has that strength. He can make those big jumps, so they might do it if they need to, but it all depends on how Olivier's third deadlift goes.
Although Cam Sadiq is not lifted yet, he's looking to snatch that away from him by totaling the same but winning bronze medal on body weight.
Sadiq would need a 35
We'll
kilos
see how that plays out.
jump.
Which is a really big jump, but at this weight and
Some
with
of
his
these guys can
explosive
do that.
power, you never
Yep.
know, right?
Some of these guys really can do that. And like we've discussed, it just seems like there's no wall for him. He's fast, he's explosive.
First meet in their first nationals in this weight class. He's clearly growing, so
Olivier doesn't want to let that happen. So he's going to come out now. And
all right, Olivier coming out for 330, defending that bronze medal position. His second looked good. Let's see how this moves. Oh, it comes up. It's locked.
he's got it.
He's got it. He's got it. All right. So that pretty much solidifies. I mean, we'll see what Cam Sadiq puts in. But he would need quite a few kilos. All right, Aiden Dubins from the junior category in the 120 plus, pulling for the win. He's pulling for that gold medal. He's 29 kilos behind Jacob. Jacob missed his third attempt. It got overturned due to lockout. So Aiden has the opportunity to pull for that gold medal position.
Well, like we discussed, now here's another large jump. It's 30 kilos, but these guys are capable of that kind of jump.
I mean, this is a teenager in a caloric surplus. Anything is possible. Let's go, Aiden. Let's see what happens here.
Let's
Oh
go.
my God!
Fight it
Aiden
up.
Dubins! No, I don't think
I
so.
think
No, Aiden.
there's no quitting
It's
this
going
man.
down. It's going down.
Somebody needs to-
Aiden Dubins. He gave that. That's probably the longest fight I have ever seen on a deadlift. He gets up off the floor. He's okay, but definitely can't say he didn't try.
He certainly tried. There was no quit there.
No quit whatsoever, but Aiden is in second place with that 800 kilo total for the juniors. What a great day for him. And now we're on to our final pulls for the opens for the 120 plus. We got John Carden with 332.5.
Thank you, Tyler. Fighters ready.
All right. John's having some great deadlifts so far. His second looked better than his first.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And that looks equally as good, I'm not gonna lie. What
Yeah.
a great deadlift for John. Had a rocky start with squat, came in, smoked his benches, smoked his deadlifts, and he was on a pretty good high.
Yeah.
All right, Cam Hughes, 345. This will be a 5 kilo PR for Cam.
This is Cam Hughes, 345 kilos. Bars ready.
All right, Cam Hughes coming out for his final pull. Oh, he's really fighting. Oh, so close.
Excellent
A
effort.
little too much for Cam, but he gave it his all.
Yeah,
All right.
Trevor Greenwood, and he's got 360.
360, so 20-kilo jump. So this is looking to really secure that silver medal. This will be a PR for Trevor, 5 kilos. Nearly 800 pounds for Trevor. No belts, just vibes. Jason just absolutely created that gap. So Trevor is coming up, and that 340 looked good. So he's going to come out, give 360 a run. Getting all excited. Incredible third deadlift from Trevor Greenwood. 3 white lights, closing up with a 965 total. All right, we're on to our last 2 polls. Cam Sadiq has had an incredible day. Such powerful lifts all around, jumping 25 kilos. So this won't get him on the podium, but it will give him a massive deadlift PR of 15 kilos, over 800 pounds. And again, this is his first nationals as a 120 plus, so crazy to be in that 4th place position.
That's amazing.
Just starting out in the weight class.
He's looking to break into the 900s here for his total as well. It's just such a great thing to do. He's coming out full of fire.
Amazing. Amazing. That was incredible. Oh, no. Oh, is he? Oh, he's having fun. What a joy to watch. What a joy to watch lift. You know, and that 365, that was kind of looking close to that top end there, you know, but clearly he's got so much room to grow in the weight class, so really, really awesome.
I think he's going to be a really exciting lifter to see in the years to come.
I think so too. I think so too. All right, our last.
Not that he wasn't exciting then, but.
But in this weight class, right? Like this weight class is so all over the place, so that's going to be really great. So, all right, we got our last final deadlift of Canadian Nationals 2026 from the one and only Jason Burns, looking to PR his deadlift, extend his total record, and close us off on a crazy note.
Let's go, Jason. Come on.
Just a bit too much, but he gave it such a good fight. And what an incredible performance from Jason Burns. Out-totaling himself, setting that national total record. Just incredible stuff. All right. That's it. We did it.
That is it.
That's Canadian Nationals 2026. We have Jason Byrne is your gold medal finisher in the 120 plus weight class. Lucas Wiseman is your gold medal finisher in the 120 weight class. Some crazy records obliterated today, huge PRs across the board, and what a fun session.
It's been amazing. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for joining me, Greg. This was so much fun. I've never done commentary before, but it was great. I feel like really dialed in with what's going on and seeing all the rankings and how they're doing and their PRs. It makes you really invested. So it's
so much fun. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do it again, and no one else is going to be here. I'm just going to just going to be in the corner
Maybe I'll just
talking.
start doing commentary on like my friends' training. Like when they are doing their gym lifts, I'll be like, wow, this is
we are.
All right, guys, that's it. What a great day. I hope you enjoyed. And we now have solidified our national team selection for going into IPF Worlds 2026. So we've got Lucas as our 120, and we've got Jason as our 120 plus. So, and again, with the podium finishers, you never know, who's going to apply for international meets. We have North Americans, we have Commonwealths this year in Canada,
Yeah.
so
There'll be some choices there.
Very
so yeah,
exciting
Team Canada
stuff.
will change a few times, I think, because we've got so many options.
yeah, absolutely. Lots of Canada singlets to go around. All right, this is Isabel signing off.
Thank you, Isabel. Have a great day.
You too, Greg.